Bronsteter coming on at the end of this fight.
The John Anik and Kenny Florian podcast. John Anik and Kenny Florian.
I love him. I can't get enough of him.
Let's hear that Boston next.
Big jab there from Duffy, and Frank Mir is hurt now. Down goes Duffy on call. Frank Mir does it again. Rock'em sock'em robots here. Oh my goodness. Hyperbole.
There are a couple of absolutely self-involved bullshit artists.
Here are your hosts, John Anik and Kenny Florian.
Oh, we got a lot more than John Anik and Kenny Florian tonight. I'm wondering, Ken Flo, if this is an FCC violation. I had a lot of wild comment tequila before I walked into the studio tonight. It's hard to set things up. Great to have everybody with us, unofficially episode 499 of the Anik and Florian podcast. If you're audio only after the fact, Ray Longo, I mean, you know, this man into the wee hours is watching the fights anyway. Raymond, we appreciate you giving us 90 minutes or so tonight, my man. How we doing?
Oh, 90 minutes? I didn't think it was going to be that long.
You signed the contract, Ray.
Big Ron Pellegrino live in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I'm just opening
Ron.
with pleasantries with Raymond, and already he's sort of jabbing me. Ronald, great to have you, buddy. How we doing?
We're great. We are live.
Oh, it is great to be live. If you are watching this watch party, it's Ange Losa and Gabrielle Bonfim right now about the 4-minute mark of round 3. Ken Flo at an undisclosed location in South Carolina, glasses on, watching live on ESPN. Nice luxury to not be digital only tonight. We have that linear option on ESPN. Am I wrong?
That's right, dude. That's right. Listen, if you happen to pass out because of the tequila, your bro Jason will just step in, man. We got you.
Yeah, exactly. How about this guy, Ken Flo? He's the only guy that looks younger with glasses, right? Throws on a pair of glasses, looks like younger.
Yeah. Fuck here. Just so I could.
There he goes. Yeah. That's like the Nutty Professor. It's like Jerry Lewis and the Nutty Professor. I'm looking at.
I am like Jerry Lewis. Oh my god.
So Kenny segued me beautifully to Jason Anik live in studio with me tonight, which is always an absolute treat. We have Aaron Bronsteter from a really renowned Canadian media outlet that escapes me right now. He's going to join us at the end of this fight. He is in the building in Denver. Big Ron, you've ingested all these prelims, my man. Pretty good night of fights so far. Main card starting out quickly as well.
Action. I mean, whether it's submissions, I mean, we just saw a ridiculous submission with 10 seconds left in the first round. C-Reg got choked out. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Ken Flo, how the hell did that happen? Ken Flo, how did that happen?
Dude, the guillotine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like C-Rod kind of wasn't really respecting that attack, or he still could have been hurt from some of those exchanges. And, you know, I thought that he was looking pretty good, but Erosa started landing some big shots. It looked like C-Rod was a little discombobulated and didn't respect that attack. And like you could see it coming from a mile away. He reached around the side. This is like BJJ 101 kind of stuff. And C-Rod kind of lifted that chin. Erosa got that guillotine, and that was it.
I think that I like Christian Rodriguez a lot, but I think the size, he's a 35er though. I think that just went to prove it. You know what I mean? Because he looked way undersized, and you know, size matters. Unfortunately,
despite what they say, despite what the girls say.
Unfortunately, it
so Kenny, just don't even do it right now. You know, just given your history, don't even do it, Kenny. Just don't. You know, I know men who've been in saunas with Kenny. I mean, I don't know why he opens this can. You opened the can. He didn't. He started talking about it. Hey, Ray, the floor is yours. I was going to ask you a question, but go ahead.
I interrupted you. Can you go back to complimenting me again? I'm sorry.
I was just trying to thank you for breaking off 90 minutes or so. I don't know. You can stay for 30. You can stay for 15. You know, I mean, I think Big Ron and Ken Flo are going to be here as long as humanly possible. You know, I've told my twin brother to certainly not complain about the 12:30 a.m. Eastern main event start time, given what the UK MMA fans put up with 41 Saturday nights or Sunday mornings a year. So, you know.
Big.
Yeah,
we're professionals, John. We have to, you know.
So, Ray, what would you be doing if you weren't hanging out with us fucking slapdicks tonight? You'd be watching the fights.
I'd be watching the fights by myself, me and my dog.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, you sometimes you're a little lukewarm with me on a one day. You couldn't fucking wait to sign up for the watch party tonight. You know? Let's go.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. You can come in. You're live on TV.
Absolutely.
You guys want to meet my wife?
Yes, please. I've met her in person.
You're having a podcast now?
Yeah, we're doing a watch party.
Come
Hi,
on.
guys.
He's got room on his lap.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hello.
Watch party made. Watch party made.
A
Yep.
little
ketchup.
midnight snack.
I love
Turkey
it.
burger.
Amazing. Amazing.
Gotta keep him fed. That's
what
good.
it's all about.
Get him a
Good
Scott.
wife right there, Ray.
Big party.
You shut the whole thing down right now. So, all right. So, Gabrielle Bonfim, Angelosa go the distance. Mrs. Longo making, I believe, her first appearance on the Anik Florian podcast here, episode 499, if I'm not mistaken. Love it.
First and last. Thank you.
She won the Ray Longo lottery. I'd imagine that was quite a sweepstakes back in the day, but I'll let you finish your turkey burger here, you know? What do you tell your children, Raymond, about chewing with their mouths closed? Exactly.
You gonna ask him a question while he's chewing?
No, I'm not. So I want to talk real quickly, if I could, about Montel Jackson against Damon Blackshear, right?
Yeah.
Amazing call by Dominic Cruz, right?
Yes.
In an 18-second fight, talking to you about straight punches, right? From his film study, and
Nostra
then an immediate
Damas.
straight punch by the biggest actual physical bantamweight hand in the division in Montel Jackson. And Charles Johnson, your guy, right? Are you guys making out yet, or
Energy.
just following each other
No,
on
I don't
social
make out
media?
with these guys, right? Me and Nixon. Nope. Are we gonna watch fights? I can't wait to start talking
It's
shit.
in between rounds.
Ray.
Yes.
He said to me today, he's like, I really want to fucking fight you tonight. That's what he says to me.
I'm not. You know what? I'm going to tell you a couple of stories. In the gym, I've had brothers spar each other. Never again.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the dirtiest, Kenny. It gets just ugly.
I know
Like,
all about it.
ugly. I really not. Yeah, really
Well,
not
like,
good.
I mean, if
I'm
we
not
were,
behind it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not supporting it.
if we were to do something, though, it'd be no headshots. So it'd just be whoever could get to the liver, I would think, right?
So I'm getting closer to just doing this and throwing caution to the wind at this point. You know,
Making a fist with his fucking pen.
No, I mean, Big Ron probably at this point so sick of me talking about my concussion history, right? But I can't take my 6-year-old son's shot to like the back of my head in a wrestling match. So it doesn't make me want to get in there, you know, exposed against you. But, you know, at this point, I want to, I think, fight you badly enough to just do it, you know?
Bro, I think I potentially saw the 11th concussion in the penthouse last week. I think I filmed it. I
So,
did.
Big Ron,
Ron
where
just
are you
started
right now?
wrestling.
Where are you in the villa at the Virgin Hotel right now?
Yeah, we are in the BRV, Big Ron's Villa, not the penthouse.
Well,
This
you're
is my,
glowing.
every day.
All right, so Gabrielle Bonfim, your winner by unanimous decision. Still 3 fights to go on the main card. We got with you early because the pre-show meeting was just so goddamn exciting backstage. So we are awaiting Drew Dober and Jean Lord Silva. And look at this guy, right? Getting in position. I mean, what an absolute legend. Aaron Bronsteter live in the building, getting ready for the featured bout in the lightweight division. Thank you, buddy, for taking a few minutes.
Bring a little
Yeah, no,
class.
my pleasure. My pleasure.
So a pretty memorable night, all things considered, certainly for the United States of America and for everything going on in that building.
Yeah, it's been a very memorable night. I mean, to say the least, it's been a pretty crazy day. It's like we had 2, I guess, prominent deaths with Richard Simmons and Dr. Ruth Westheimer that people probably aren't thinking much about now after all the other things that, you know, have gone down today.
Yeah. So there have been a lot of standout performances. While we have a minute here after Gabrielle Bonfim's win, anything jump out at you so far as we await the final 3?
Well, I think as a Canadian, it's my duty to give props to Jasmine Jasdavicius for
Yes.
that win. I mean, I don't think people understand how highly touted. I mean, I'm sure Coach Longo knows because he's in the area.
Yeah.
But Fatima Klein, I think, is going to be a top
100.
10 strawweight at this time next year, most likely.
100%, Aaron. I'll tell you, I had I do know her a little bit, but again, she went up in weight, altitude, fighting a really tough girl in the top, 10 or 15. I thought Fatima Klein held her own for a short notice fight like that. And Jazz is really, really tough. She had a great outing last time. I think Fatima Klein showed me a lot tonight. I think she deserves all the touting that she got, and I think she proved it. She looked tiny in there too, so you can't discredit that either. But great job on Jasmine's part. She did what she had to do, and I think it was on the feet. It became a scrap in the third round, and she was throwing. So I liked everything about it. That she had to knock her out, and she did go for it, but. The wrestling, I think the size was just too much on the floor, and she was able to control us. So, but I agree with Aaron for sure. But
yeah, I think that's a win that's going to age very gracefully, like a 5.
100%. Yep.
And I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention Montel Jackson with that crazy knockout, 8 seconds, I think, or what was this, 18 seconds?
18.
Phenomenal. I mean, this guy's got, I think it's 11 knockdowns in his last 7 fights for a bantamweight. That's absurd. And Charles Johnson, you got to give props to for beating Josh Van in that fashion. I thought, Josh Van, I think, is one of the top up-and-coming flyweights right now. And speaking of wins that are going to age gracefully, I think that one certainly will.
Yeah.
They're showing Diego Lopez on camera right now. What an absolute legend, right? Is there any Diego Lopez merchandise out there? Hey, AB, I know you only have a couple of minutes, but in terms of this main event and Tracy Cortez cutting off her hair to make weight, I understand she wasn't supposed to fight until July 20th, but while social media celebrates this, I think a lot of weight management expert types are doing the opposite of that. What was your reaction there, boots on the ground?
Well, I think people are burying the lead on that story. They're all talking about the hair. When she got on the scale, she gave the hair to an official, and the official read 126.5 pounds. And then her coach said, take a deep breath. And she takes a deep breath, and they weigh her seconds later. She's 126 pounds. Like, I don't know about you, but when I take a deep breath, typically I shed half a pound on the spot. I think we need to ditch these old school scales and get digital scales so we know what's going on here. I mean, I thought that was the real story with that weigh and not the hair.
Yeah.
It's an old MMA trick, Aaron. Take a deep breath.
That's right. It's an old MMA trick.
You gotta weigh him on the exhale. That's the key.
Yeah. Hey, I know you have to do interviews and watch these fights relating to them. So before we let you go, are you wearing the blue shoes tonight with the navy blazer, or did you go in a different direction?
Let's say it.
All right. Of course.
Yeah,
this fucking guy, huh?
Like
crocodile kids? Are those crocodile?
Absolutely. I can stay with you guys if you want to watch this first fight together.
Do you have a confidence monitor, as they call it in the building?
A confidence? What's that? What do you mean?
You got a monitor. Of course you do. I mean, you're a big time television star in Canada. It's just a monitor in front of you that you can actually watch the action, so you can react.
Yeah, I've got a monitor right here.
Yeah.
I can just turn my laptop up.
All right. Well, hey, Ray, you got anything to say before I bring in another guest as we watch this next fight? I'll condense the table a little bit for the co-main event, but we got a lot of guests here for the watch party. We got Dan Tom from MMA Junkie waiting in the wings to join his buddy.
Of course, Cody Merrow can make it work. What's up, DT?
What's up, guys? All-star panel here. What's up, Ray? Big Ron,
what's up, buddy?
Kenny, Anik. We got Boston Anik in the house. My guy, Aaron Bronsteter, showing off his shoes. I should have wore like a blazer or something. This guy's so well dressed, always looking good. My neighbor up north.
You can never beat blue suede shoes. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So while we have a minute between fights, and thank all you gentlemen for joining us. Dan, I don't know what your watching fight process is like, but for Ray, like, he was very excited to do the watch party because he sits and watches these fights 41 Saturday nights a year by himself or otherwise. Are you watching 7 hours of UFC action 41 Saturday nights a year? Or do you have a life?
Unfortunately, I don't know how much of a life I have because my beat is the fight week beat for analysis. So I got to dive into the cards and whatnot, which is why I appreciate your job, and I'm always picking your brain, John, about prep. But yeah, I'm pretty stuck on here. I'm usually doing like real life stuff during the prelims a lot of times, running errands. But yeah, I'm watching the fights more or less.
I mean, Big Ron, absolute legend, ingesting every prelim all year, right? I'd imagine you haven't missed a prelim in 2024. Is that accurate?
Psycho. I can't help it.
So basically, John, this watch party is loser central. We got nothing to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So
Speak for yourself, sir.
Yeah, right? So, Aaron, in terms of the live event atmosphere tonight, right? I think for a lot of us, we're very excited to watch a UFC fight night, and we see fans visually on our TV, and we're like, whoa, it's not the warehouse tonight. You know, it's an arena. Seems like it's pretty festive in there. It was for Charles Johnson, or so it appeared. Aaron, what's the vibe in that arena tonight there at altitude?
Yeah, it's been loud since the first fight of the evening. A lot of people were here early, which I like to see. And this is a great city. I mean, I haven't been to, I guess, I've been to the Denver airport, like I'm sure much of us have, with the stop, very, very common stopover location. But I haven't really had a chance to enjoy the city until this week. And it's just a really awesome place. But the altitude's for real. Like, if you just like stand and take deep breaths for like a minute, it's tiring. Like if you're not accustomed to being at altitude, they say that it takes 2 or 3 weeks to really acclimatize to it. So it's the real deal.
But you balance it out, because if you exhale, you lose weight on a scale. So it's
true.
Right.
Yeah, I'm down at least 10 pounds tonight alone.
Do you guys know the story of when Kenny Florian fought Joe Lazone in Denver?
Best UFC fight night ever. Best UFC fight night ever. I'll challenge anybody who says different.
Thank you.
Great fight night.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on Broomfield, Colorado, on that headlining act, right? I mean, had to have that one, right, for Team Florian against Joe Lozon, right, just in terms of the state of Massachusetts, right? I mean, Kenny's heard me on our airwaves make an argument for Rob Font and not himself and I'm not saying I've made an argument for Kenny too. I've made an argument for both Kenny and Rob Font as the best mixed martial arts athlete to come out of the state of Massachusetts, with respect to Calvin Cater and Joe Lozon and Tisha Torres and everybody that I'm forgetting. So even as the president of Team Florian, I think Rob Font might be the guy. I don't know.
That's fucked up.
How many times did Rob Font challenge for the title?
Yeah.
Not yet. No, I mean, hey, dude, I can make a great argument for Ken Florian.
Oh,
Just
I know.
having fun.
I know.
Hey,
How many foreheads has Rob Font cut with his elbow?
yeah.
Huh?
Right.
Today.
How dare you insult Ken Flo like this?
Exactly.
On a
Yeah.
watch
I'm
party?
used to it.
Fucked
I'm
up.
used to it, Ray. I'm a whipping boy over here.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Episode 499, can't even see his TV, and you're
No, I mean, I think if there was an election for, the president of Team Florian, Ray might be the guy. I mean, if you listen to us on a weekly basis, I actually think Ray likes Kenny more than I do. But I want to get to the guy who's covering this live event, if I could. They are promoting UFC 304 right now. So, Aaron, we asked Bilal Muhammad. I mean, this guy, man. Come on. You fucking blame me? I'm all fired up. Go ahead. So, Aaron, we had Bilal Muhammad on the Anik Florian podcast recently, and I was suggestive to him that Leon Edwards was the toughest matchup for him in this welterweight division. And I don't know if he sort of terminated our friendship on the spot, but he very much scoffed at the notion that Leon was the toughest matchup for him in the division. To what extent, Aaron, can you even answer this? Is Bilal a live underdog come July 27th?
Oh, for sure, Bilal's a live underdog. I personally think that if he can implement a more wrestling-heavy game plan, I think that's something that people haven't really thrown that much at Leon Edwards. And the reason I say that is because I thought that the game plan that Colby Covington had was just absolutely baffling in that last fight. Like, barely gave him any looks in terms of the grappling. Yeah. So I think that Bilal is always going to be a live underdog if he's an underdog. I also had the chance to speak with Curtis Blade today because he's in the building. So I had an idea for him, John, and I mean, feel free to use this when you're on location. UFC 304, England versus Chicago. Because we got Curtis Blades and Bilal Muhammad in the main and co-main.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. I've thought a lot about just how to handle this pay-per-view open, and now I have this Chicago angle in both the co-main event and the main event that I didn't think about. So, Dan, Tom, like between fights, I mean, Ray Longo, what are you guys doing with your recreational time? I got a pretty good idea as to what maybe Big Ron might do between fights. I don't know. But like Dan, Tom, I mean, what are we doing right now as we're running clock? Because I can tell you, as someone who sits on those cans for 7.5 hours, like there's a lot of time to kill on nights like this.
Dude, I'll tell you what I'm trying not to do. I'm trying to stay off my damn phone, but I don't know what you're alluding to, but I'm guessing I actually probably fit more into the Big Ron or Ray Longo. Whatever they're doing.
So, Ray, are you omnipresent on social media on a night like tonight? I mean, I'm not on Twitter or X as much as before because the application has changed since maybe Elon Musk took over for me. So it's a harder navigation. But Ray, are you what are you dicking around with tonight, Raymond?
I mean, first off, social media, I'm not present at all. I hardly ever was. Now it's even worse. So no, I'm definitely not on my phone. I just get a lot of phone calls, friends call, and stuff like that. So I try to do that in between fights so I could watch the fights. But that's about it.
Yeah. Ken Flo, do you know who you're picking? Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad right now?
I don't.
How about that, Kenny? What the fuck is he doing asking you that right now?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you can't put me on the spot. Kid.
He said it's
I haven't done
I mean,
my tape study yet.
it's I asked him if he had his pick yet. He said no. We're moving on, right? Hey, Dan
I got a
Tom,
nugget to watch out
please.
for. I got a nugget to. And let me just say, I'm a big Bilal fan, so I don't even want to put this out there. But since I'm a big fan, I'll put this out there, right? Because maybe it'll help the Bilal side. But the problem I had going into their first fight, and it's something I've seen kind of persists, is that whether he's fighting southpaws or orthodox fighters, you look, it's left-sided strikes. It's nonstop for Bilal. Whether it's left hooks, Jeff Neal, the left kicks, the left crosses, and that's kind of common a lot of times. I know Kenny, Ray, you guys have analyzed this too. The wrestle boxers, kind of that archetype. I always say death taxes and wrestle boxers dipping into left-sided kicks. DC Cormier. Or John Jones, Cormier too, yeah. Right? And it's kind of an archetype you see there, and we kind of saw it come alive in the first fight. So I'm going to be real curious to see what Bilal does to adjust, because I'm a big Bilal fan. And I want to see him do well.
Interesting.
Yeah,
look at AB.
See the Diego Lopez cameo we just had there?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love you poking around journalistically, seeing whatever you can dig up. Shout out to Full Send MMA as well.
Yeah, there is Shawnee Max in the house.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, so AB, and I know you're going to have to leave us any minute. And again, how about Aaron Bronsteter, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, joining us on location, right? I mean, this guy from the fucking arena tonight.
And Aaron, John is much more worried about your next obligation in the building than you are. You can be sure. He's sweating it like.
If you saw the private chat, I say I can outro AB anytime he needs to go.
John Silva's walking out, so we got like 8 minutes to kill.
All right. Yeah, right. I know. You're telling me. Right? Right? You like that big round, right? So on our podcast, both of our handicappers picked John Lord Silva to beat Drew Dober, and both of them, I believe, spent some of their money on that fight, if I'm not mistaken. Big Ron, Dan, Tom, AB, rapid fire. How do you guys feel about this next fight coming up here at 155?
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the coin. Oh, Ronnie, go ahead.
Sorry, Ronnie, hit it.
I bet it over 1.5. I couldn't figure it out, to be quite honest. I bet it over 1.5 rounds.
AB?
Yeah, I like Dober by decision. I think that it's going to be a tough fight for both these guys. And, listen, Silva was on the last card 2 weeks ago. He hasn't had a chance to train for the altitude. He's fighting up a weight class. Drew Dober trains in Denver at altitude year-round, and it's even money, which surprises me. Like, I think Drew Dober should be a bigger favorite here. I was very surprised to see the line of this fight.
Yeah, I'm picking Dober too.
Unfortunately for you Dober pickers, I'm also picking Dober. And Aaron, I don't know if that's your dart throw for the decision, but I'm on a similar prop there. So I don't know if I just made it an Asian dart, but hopefully I don't scare you around.
I hit one of my 3 darts already today, so I'm good. I'm playing with house money.
There you go.
So in the seat I sit, the inability to pick or bet on UFC fights, it's always fascinating for me in a pick'em fight like that to see Ken Flo and Brian Petrie aligned and convicted as they were, and now to hear this type of dissension. It's interesting in terms of Drew Dober. He said a lot of things this week in terms of the knockout record and maybe things he was chasing. It's interesting. I mean, I think it's asking a lot of John Silva to win 2 fights in this type of span, but you just never know. You just never know.
Yeah,
Santiago, Ponzinibbio, Muslim Salikhov. Anybody have any feel on this co-main event before I get to the main event? Anybody out there? No.
I think
he's supposed to win this fight.
Yeah. Ponzi's coming up on. He's a man. He's 40, if I'm not mistaken. He's getting close to that territory. All right, so main event. Dan, Tom, I'll start with you. Rose Namajunas, Tracy Cortez, flyweight division among the ladies. What do you think is the key to this fight? And if you want to give a prediction, the floor is yours.
Well, I got Rose here, but I'll tell you, even with the short notice, I'd probably take a flyer on Cortez from a stylistic perspective. If we were in the small cage and not at elevation, both the big cage and the elevation X factor, makes me worried for that Cortez side. So I don't hate anybody taking that shot. I probably would too, but I don't know about you guys, but I got Thug Rose here. We'll see if it gets done inside or goes to decision like I think it will.
I mean, AB, I know you've been sweating those hotel room workouts at altitude or at elevation. People get so sensitive, by the way, about how the phraseology works with that. I think in my research in the last week or so, at high altitude, at elevation, all work. But AB, talk to me on the main event, kid. What do you have?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting fight. Like Dan said, I think that there might be some value on Cortez as an underdog, but at the same time, I think that Rose has all of the different intangibles going for her. Training at elevation year round, like Drew Dober, and Cortez having a tough weight cut, I think is a big deal. Whereas Rose looked like it was very seamless for her. The big question I have with Rose is I thought in the Manon Fior fight that her game plan was not on point. I thought that she would have attempted to grapple a little bit more in that fight, and I wonder if there's going to be any sort of fall off with Trevor Whitman being out of the picture. That's what my big concern would be for her going into this fight against Cortez. And really, she hasn't beaten a legit flyweight yet. I mean, you say what you will about Amanda Ribas, but Ribas also kind of does double duty at strawweight. So I want to see her beat a legit flyweight before I can really, pony up whatever it is, minus 300 on Rose. So I think that from a value standpoint, there is some on Cortez.
And before I get to Ron and Ray, as Drew Dober hits the inspection zone live right now on ESPN, and thanks to every goddamn one of you out there joining us on this live edition of the Anik Florian podcast. But AB, in terms of actually, let's just real quick, because I don't want to get in the way of this. Big Ron, in terms of the main event, do you have action tonight? Not like a Lex Pineda type action, but do you have action on the main event?
Yeah, I got action. But I bet it when she was minus 190 though. So
right. Yeah.
Nice.
A little different, but I just think if she's right in the head and she stays on the feet, she's in and out. I think she pieces up Cortez. I like her a lot too. It just is a lot. This is a big ass for her though.
Yeah. Ray, bring us your brilliance on the main event.
No, same thing. I think Cortez. I love Cortez, man. I think it's one of those things.
Doesn't?
Maybe it's her time, but I think the in and out footwork is going to be something that Cortez is not used to. Rose is really good at it. And I think she's just going to give her fits. And as Aaron said, the weight thing is not a good sign, especially in altitude. If you're not used to it, it'll suck. Aaron, what you said, I've been to Colorado. I agree 100% with you. I mean, there's signs when you're walking up the stairs that be careful, And I had the night Kenny fought, I had Soteropoulos fighting, who was an Energizer bunny. He came back after that first round. His lips were blue, like he got the life sucked out of him. Jeez. So I'm thinking Rose has a lot going in her advantage, in her favor. But her style, her footwork, I don't think Cortez has seen anything like that. I think that's going to be the difference. But I do like Tracy Cortez a lot.
AB, you got to get back in there, brother, or what?
I can watch some of this with you guys if you'd like. Yeah.
So, Jesus, Aaron, do you get the feeling he's trying to get rid of you?
I'm just trying to
I feel like I got to stick up
John
for you.
is just a harder worker than I am, so he's not used to people sitting around and watching fights with him when they're on location. It's like it's a foreign concept to John that people can
that's the truth.
Away from things.
If you are not watching live, you just missed something absolutely spectacular. Ken Flo knows what I'm talking about. Jean Silva with his glorious heart, Mr. Congeniality, not making out with Joe Martinez, but I wouldn't be surprised. They did emotionally
they had
right
him
there. I mean, Kenny, how great was that?
That was great. I mean, right up in his grill, man.
Oh.
It looked like he was going to cry, then he wasn't, then he was smiling. So there was that kind of whole range of emotions there. But I'm looking forward to this fight, man. I don't see this one going the distance. Someone's getting knocked out here.
Finally, some action. We're already at the 4:41 mark of round one. Jean Silva and Drew Dober, lightweights going at it. Good to have you with us live on the
If you see people react here, by the way, John, we're watching live. So we're at 350.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, that's good. And please react by all means, especially in a fight like this.
I'll just bite my tongue.
Yes.
Anybody think that Sam Sicilia rebranded as a Brazilian for a second?
Wow, I tell you, good call, man.
Damn.
Good call. He looks like Sicilia.
Hey, get back into the UFC any way you can, guys.
Dude, he looks more like Sam Sicilia than we look alike. I mean, that is something.
Drove.
Oh, Dober ate a big right hand there.
Oh.
Wow.
This guy, John Silva, all smiles, man.
Silva doesn't throw a whole lot of volume, but the stuff that he does throw is very accurate, very precise. He's got great knockout power, but Dober doing a good job of pursuing, backing him up.
He took another right.
Yeah, there's a lot. Everything he throws got it. I mean, like lunch pails with it too, though. It just hits hard.
He does. Sharp counters.
Dober's
so
a big
Ken
player.
Flo. Nice advance with the knee there by Jean Silva. Ken Flo doesn't always lead with his wallet when it comes to actually betting on MMA, as Drew Dober lands a left hand, but he did spend $750 this week on Jean Silva to win at -115 for whatever it's worth.
Nice left hook. He's tough to take down too, man. John Silva, guy doesn't come from a wrestling background. He's not easy to put on his back.
Yeah,
Dober already has a massive cut above his right eye. Leaky faucet for Dober about 2 minutes in.
And this is like classic Drew Dober, right? I mean, he's good offensively, but defensively, he just looks like a mess. Even in the fights that he wins, it's just like he gets hit a lot, and it's tough to have a lot of conviction on someone like that. But in my opinion,
I gotta say, Silva looks like a lightweight tonight. He's a guy that's fought at bantamweight. Only fought once at lightweight in his career. He looks the part.
AB, I was just thinking the same thing. He looks big at 50. I mean, he looks like he belongs there. Because Dober's a tank.
Dober's not small,
right? Yeah.
He's got a hell of
is this fight going to go 5
that
more
man
minutes?
on Dober is unbelievable.
I was just going to say, Ron, you got over 1.5.
I don't even know. I don't know what world this goes another 4 minutes. It seemed crazier, but man, oof. Dober's leaking. They're throwing lunch pails at each other. Let's go.
Yeah, if you don't know, John Silva fought at UFC 303 not long ago. He missed weight for that fight. There was some sort of circumstance that he spoke about, but then stepping up here and making the quick turn up 10 pounds at 55. Huge opportunity for him career-wise. How about the Fighting Nerds, Dan Tom? What are you seeing on film out of that team? Anything trendy?
I was going to ask Kenny and Ray that question. If we love the gimmick, but
right,
they say some intelligent things reading between the lines. I don't speak the native tongue, even though I'm part Portuguese, I don't speak it. But yeah, man, it's they seem to have something cooking there that's legit.
Caio Borralho and Mauricio Rufy.
Yeah,
Rufy looks really good too.
Yeah, Rufy's another guy like Silva here, who they don't have a ton of experience on paper, but they got the good eyes and exchanges. Just not to be overused word, but natural fighters, right?
Yeah, I mean he's reading. I don't know how it's going to go, but he's reading Dober really good right now.
Yeah, he is. I tell you, he finds angles real quickly too. Like he just steps off and finds a quick angle.
Yeah, it's funny, Kenny.
Fight. Very good, you fight. Very heavy hand.
There it is.
Good punch. Very hard to punch. Good guy. Lot of heart. Big heart. Nice guy. Crazy guy, man.
See, I'll stop watching the fight. I'll just watch
more
Kenny.
of this. I need more of this.
Wow. Save Al Pacino for the main event, Ken Flo.
Oh, and there's John Silva with a high five at the end. So
I don't like that.
I'm a novice, but that spinning kick at the end, right? I did feel like there were some opportunities for Dober to maybe throw that earlier with Silva. I don't know. So Aaron, Dan, can I ask you guys as veterans on the beat, so to speak, what you feel about the friendliness there at the end of the round? AB, if you lead us off on that. I mean, DC is really against it, obviously.
Well, I like that Silva extended his hand and Drew hit him with a body shot. So it's actually probably what DC would have liked to see in that situation. And then the sportsmanship came at the bell.
Dan, nothing worse than when a fighter's down 2-0 in a 3-round fight, right? And they'll go for the round 3 hug and they lose 20 seconds, right?
Yeah. I say don't give him that. Like, it doesn't ruin the experience for me as a viewer. But if I'm a coach like a Sayf Saud, I'm having the exact Sayf Saud response where I'm like, don't dap him up, Jeff or whatever. This is the last fight I still have in my head where he was screaming that, right? Because he does that. I think even even the great fighters, maybe Kenny can speak to like Aldo. There's certain politics those guys play in there. They want to be your friend. They'll work you a little bit. They'll work the ref a little bit.
Yep.
These are the greats I'm talking
John, Anik,
about.
and Florian.
Is that Nobby? I'm waving. Is that Nobby?
But guys,
Hi, Nobby.
Says hi.
guys, imagine getting into a fist fight and fist bumping the guy you're fighting. You're in a
Right.
bar. You start
Right.
hugging each other.
Nah.
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
Ray, don't get me wrong. I hate all of it, but I do think some guys try and soften their.
Yes,
you know,
of
they like
course.
to
It's
buddy 'em up.
psychological. Jason, it's psychological warfare.
Yeah. But it's terrible. Like Kevin Garnett's my favorite athlete of all time, right? When Ray Allen ended up playing for the Heat, left the Celtics, he came over to dap Kevin Garnett on the bench. Go find that fucking video. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
They won a championship together with the Celtics. Get the fuck out of here. Go find a clip of Kevin Garnett dapping up any of his opponents. Good luck. Yep. Kenny Florian, incidentally, not big on friendliness in the octagon. I'm sure. He's a killer. Nasty
Well,
prick.
it's like you're giving your opponent a little W, right? I mean, because it's more for them than if they're asking for it, don't give them that, right?
Yeah.
Now, plenty of time after the fight, isn't there? Plenty of time.
100%.
Now, John Silva, I will say, and if you've heard the regular show, you've heard me say this, he is uniquely congenial. I got 3 hugs. Oh, in the fighter meeting, he just connected there. Looked like Dober might have landed as well.
He did.
Yeah, uniquely congenial, right? And like it looked like him and especially with no sound, right? Him and Joe Martinez, it looked like a fucking like giving away his son to get married, like literally the beginning of the fight. But John Silva, you get a little of that money back, huh? That he lost missing weight last week. You see, I just want to talk shit. We got so many professionals. Shout out Cody Merrow putting all this together with all these guys. But it's like Aaron Bronsteter is such a professional. Like I look up to Aaron Bronsteter, but all I want to do is talk shit to this motherfucker. Yeah, I don't want to call a fight right now, Oh, nobody's looking for you to call the fight. Longo, though,
Jason,
he likes
please,
when
I
I
love
talk
it.
about MMA. Look at Longo. He's watching the fight, super annoyed.
There were a lot of car crashes in this fight. Like a lot of
Right.
guys where they're connecting at the same time.
I'm a little behind you guys right now.
Yeah.
Watch. Oh, Silva's good. 20 seconds. Come on.
Oh, man.
This is
Ronnie,
where we
over
start
1.5?
teasing. Come on.
Dude, Silva's
that
uppercut
body shot was.
Yeah, you got your over. You're good. You're good.
AB confirms it live. Ronnie, was that a straight
Thank
wager? Or is
you.
that part of the parlay?
That's number 1.
Nice.
Bold play, Ronnie.
hit.
Big Rod.
Woo. Love it. I love the over. So props on that one.
It went up too. I bet it when it was even money, but I think by the time, at least when the fight started today, it was minus 140. I think over 1.5. It went up quite a little bit.
The body shots feel like they're carrying extra weight tonight, huh, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. John Silva looks like he's got a lot. He's got juice, but he looks like he's slowing down a little
He
bit.
looks like he's
also,
slowing down a little. Still got the power, but he looks like he's
Yep.
slowing down. He's got to conserve it a little bit.
Well, and that's why, Ron, when you talk about over 1.5, it's like once you get through that stretch, I mean, if you ask me right now, do I like the fight to go to the distance? Probably. And here you go. Finish. Right. Aaron's like, it's already over, buddy.
AB, shh.
I got nothing to say.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, they're both staying right in the damn pocket, though.
Yeah. They are. It's been entertaining, man.
Wow. Wow.
That's exactly what you was gonna
Beautiful right hand counter from Jean Silva. Oh, Dober connect.
Oh, that wasn't a good reaction.
Old school. Don't see the Superman punch. as much
Oh
anymore.
my god. No.
Oh,
I'm over, so I'm not gonna say nothing else.
Oh,
My over.
Silva to the body. 1 minute to go, round 2, depending on where you're watching.
Man, Dober is wearing it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say that. He's having a
Dude,
way better
again,
round.
this
Feels
is a
like he's wearing it.
145 pounder. Like, it's really impressive.
oh,
Very.
Sometimes being in there twice in a couple of weeks can really have benefit.
And he didn't
Fought
have a
June
long night.
29th.
It wasn't a long night against Jordan.
Something just happened.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
right, Flo.
something's gonna happen in about 10 seconds, boys.
Oh, tight elbow from Silva.
Oh, nice elbow. Check elbow. Oh my god.
Oh, that elbow was nasty.
I love it.
Oh, damn, dude. So, oh, he's going for the ninja choke.
Oh,
Dude.
Holy shit.
My God,
Flo,
man.
eyes up.
Wow.
Oh
my God.
crap.
I got Flo.
Are
I
you
love it.
kidding me?
Shit.
Are you kidding me with that spinning elbow?
Holy
I like being
I
ahead
love
of you
it.
guys because then I can just
Yes.
wait and see the reaction.
Exactly.
Woo!
Right. Flo's
Dober's
got
stepping in
Silva
potholes
action. We
right
get to
now.
watch
Man.
Ken Flo after it. We'll take it. I love it.
Insane.
I got to tell you,
Wow.
and
I
I
think it's
thought the
probably
other guy
2-0
was getting back in
Silva.
the fight. He just lost the round with that.
Dude.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So-
I think that sealed
Yeah.
it for him.
Yeah,
That was
close,
insane.
but shit.
You know, Ray, fighters have different goals, right? We'll do a fighter meeting with Drew Dober, and he talks about memories and moments. And obviously, you and your guy, Matt Frivola, had a moment and a memory at his expense.
Steamroller. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Right. But Kenny wasn't about memories. He was about world titles. And again, Dober's defense leaving a little bit to be desired tonight, you know, with respect.
This is going to be the fight of the night.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
I
A lot
just-
of finishes
Just
tonight.
through 2
Good
rounds
point.
is going to be the fight of the night.
Yep.
I say
See,
Dober-
Ray Stonewall. Ray just fucking stonewalls
No.
me on live TV. I mean,
No,
Jesus
how did I
Christ.
stumble? I say Dober's coming back in the third. How's that?
All right, that's good. Put your money where your mouth is. I mean, Ken
Oh,
Flo.
look at that.
Oh, I don't- oh man.
Now we can watch Ken Flo watch the highlight again,
Oh,
right?
And he's bouncing around
I
like-
love it.
Oh,
Look at
that
this guy's
slow-mo spinning elbow. I want to see that again and
It's
again.
beautiful.
Here
All right,
comes
big
a
hug, big hug. Oh,
Big hug.
what an
there we
absolute
go.
savage.
That's too much.
All right, here we go. Third and final round.
Ah, stop,
John
yeah.
Silva,
Stop.
Drew Dober. Massive hug before round 3. Great to have you with us on the live Anik Florian podcast watch party. MMA junkies Dan Tom, Aaron Bronsteter, legendary Canadian MMA journalist in the building in Denver, the legendary Hall of Fame coach Ray Longo. He's in some Hall of Fame. Ken Flo fought for the title a bunch. And then there's the legendary Big Ron Pellegrino in Vegas, Jason Anik, John Anik were here. Early round 3, Dober and Silva. Dober to the body with a kick.
Dober's bleeding, and he's got a hickey on his neck from John Silva. Very nice.
Dude, I'm telling, I am gonna kiss John Silva on the neck or cheek in our next fighter meeting. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. No, I'm fucking doing it. The neck or the cheek, whatever you want.
Usually doesn't go
Just-
well at MMA, John.
I love it.
Just go hug, but don't let go. Just go hug and don't let
So
go.
I am all for.
Yeah, you want to be in Charles Oliveira.
Oh, that's bad split.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Dude, look at Dober.
That is one
John's
of the
trying to like
worst
curve.
cuts
Are you sure? Are you sure about this, Dean? You sure about this, Mr. Dean?
Wow.
Oh,
What is hanging off of Drew's right eyebrow skin?
yeah, that's bad.
My God.
Yeah.
Ah,
All right, so they're
Yeah.
calling in the RP. They're calling in
wow.
the ringside physician.
Oh,
That's a
again.
bad one. They just stop, and I won't complain at all if they stop that.
Oh, they're letting him go. They're letting him go.
The fight's over. Fight's over.
Nah, I was
if
nothing about
they
it.
allow this to continue, Maida Bueno Silva
Yeah, it took the
is
words
going to
out.
have a heart attack.
Oh, my goodness.
That is one of the worst cuts, Ken Flo. Ray?
You could put
Oh,
chains in
that's
that
not
thing.
good. Yeah.
That's a hit. Flo.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I
John
gotta
Silva,
say,
Ken Flo.
I
Nice
give it up
hit,
to that
but
kid, man.
big
Nice hit,
picture,
Kenny.
Dan Tom. Historically, Ray, anybody? I mean, dude, that's one of the worst cuts I've ever seen.
That's
It's
nasty.
bad, man.
Bad play.
Nasty, and I'll tell you what, give it up to Silva, man. Coming out 2 weeks ago,
No doubt.
dude. That's a
Bad one.
big night for this kid's good, man.
And Drew
Imagine
Dober was
being
probably, I
split.
think a year ago today was probably ranked in the top 15, and now Silva comes in. That's a statement win.
Yeah, it
Imagine
really
being
is.
split 6
That
inches
kid's
open
nice
and the other
with it.
guy's crying.
John Silva's nice with it.
So, yeah, what do you got staples from a plastic surgeon for that? I mean, wow.
You got,
AB,
you got interior stitches.
my
exterior,
God.
I mean,
Bad
it's a mess.
Yeah.
That's a
So,
bad
AB, what does the rest of your night hold? Co-main event, main event, a few interviews, and then wheels up and you cross a border and all that?
Yes, sir. Exactly that. So we'll watch the co-main, we'll watch the main, we'll do some interviews, and then we'll head back to the Great White North tomorrow morning.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you joining us live. That
No,
Dober
he
cut.
doesn't have to
Oh.
go. He can watch the next fight too.
He can stay as long as he wants.
I think I'm gonna go.
You gotta go. I feel bad. He's
Oh.
been trying to get rid of you for the last 20 minutes.
I'm gonna go on my
Hey,
own terms, coach. I'm
You're
going on my own
very,
terms.
you're very gracious with your time, buddy. Appreciate it. We'll have
My
you on the
pleasure,
regular show in
guys.
a couple weeks. Thank you so much,
For
Aaron
sure.
Bronsteter.
Nice to see you
Hey,
guys.
dude.
Take it easy, Aaron.
Easy,
You
Aaron.
are the best.
Take care, buddy.
Appreciate you.
Take care, buddy.
All right.
Oh my
AB
goodness.
live in Denver
nasty.
on the watch.
I'm kicking
party.
myself because not only did I take Dober by decision and I ended up biting on the money line, but I actually remember saying fight ends in round 3 is a prop to look for this fight.
Ooh.
I could see either side. I didn't grab it myself though, so I big boo boo on me there. Oof.
Yeah, but not too many guys talk about a result when they're on the other side. So shout out to you.
I talk about it too much, man. But this is why I can't. This is honest, man. I think Dober was going to lose anyways if it went to decision.
Oh,
I don't disagree with the
no,
cut. That's a bad cut.
Yeah.
Oof.
Bro, that's
I've
Rocky.
every
That's
range
like
of
Rocky
emotion.
too.
What do you think, Big Ron? 3 or 4 stitches?
It's a bad cut.
Yeah, no, slap little Elmer's glue on the fucking thing while you're at it too.
Jeez.
I'd imagine next week on our 500th episode, we're going to have some conversations about the worst cuts in MMA history. And
I already have mine locked in, dude.
what do you got?
It's an old school one. Marvin Eastman.
Yeah.
It looked like he took an axe to the.
Yeah.
Against Belfort.
Yep.
Was it
Yeah.
Belfort?
RoboCops was real. Remember RoboCop had that one?
Yeah. I did.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Real bad. I mean, it was
That
like
was
you could,
bad.
I tell you.
I've seen every range of emotion from Jean Silva. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it works for him. And now you
Yep.
look up and he's got 2 wins in a span of a couple of weeks in a couple of different divisions. The weight miss is firmly behind him.
That's impressive, man.
Hey, Kenny, I agree. Marvin Eastman's cut was so bad that I fought his son in 2011, and during the fight, I probably thought about his cut over there, Marvin sitting there in the corner, more than his son sitting in front of me. So that's how bad that cut was, man. So that was gonna be my vote too, Kenny, for what it was worth.
It was
that's
bad,
funny.
man. It looked cartoonish. Like it didn't look real.
Oh, it was that elbow. Had to be, Flo.
Yeah.
Dan Tom's a gentleman assassin. That was nice.
Oh man, think of this. Luckily, that was the tricep.
Dude, he landed everything on that left side.
Oh
He was
man,
destroying
everything.
that
Kenny
left
destroyed that left
side.
side.
My goodness. Well, I
You know, I
guess his
just-
right side, but yeah.
MMA is fucking insane, man.
it really is.
I mean, Drew Dober's going to be holding an infant tomorrow, and that 18-month-old's going to look at him and she ain't going to remember, but Jesus, man,
Man.
bunch of savages, you guys. But John Silva, interesting, man. This Fighting Nerds team, I'm telling you.
No, they're really on a freaking roll, and they go for it too, man. That's the difference. They're not they're not conservative fighters. They're going for it.
God, that cut's bad.
Yeah, he's looking at it. I mean, Dober absolutely loves it. Excuse me. And I talk about those memories and moments, and he talks a lot in those terms. And that's sort of when the world championship aspirations maybe were sort of tabled because he was uneven with some.
Oh, Paulie went in for the handshake. Wasn't there for him, Paulie. Wasn't there for. He should have got maybe a fist bump.
No, you can see he's mad. Look at his face. He's disturbed.
That was awkward.
Fucking Jay for the dunk.
Yeah.
Then he leaves.
And then he left.
Yeah, walk off, no
Drops
less.
the
What
mic
the
and leaves.
fuck?
Lord knows where he's going.
Bro, he's really become a monster, John. I don't know if it's me or what, but he's turned into a
can't
real
be
goddamn
contained.
monster.
Well, yeah, this is the time to talk negatively about him when he's not here, to be sure.
I've never have. I'm actually gassing him up, but he really is becoming kind of a fucking just a real jerk.
So, Dan Tom, are you okay staying with us for the co-main event, sir?
I can stay. You can kick me
All
out.
right.
Whatever you guys need.
All right,
man. I'm here.
amazing. Hey, Ray.
Yes.
So, is your wife going to be awake when this thing ends at 1 a.m. Eastern time after these
Oh,
ladies go 25 or what?
100%.
You think we're going over 4.5 rounds or what?
Oh, I think.
Are they interviewing Dober because of the cut or because he's local?
Local.
What's he saying?
Dude,
'Cause I have my-
Dan, Ron, Ray, Kenny, they're interviewing him because of the fucking cut.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeeks.
That is a visual.
Oh, you know.
So I would say in my life, I have said to people probably 300 times that mixed martial arts is superficially violent and that American football and ice hockey and boxing are where real injuries happen, And this is another example of that, right? I mean, I know we talk a lot about it in terms of the visual nature of it, but it is probably a couple staples and you move on. The face just kind of bleeds a lot and he's fine. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I mean, over time, it could be an issue just with opening up again if they don't do it right. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it wasn't like he got knocked out here. That's way worse.
The guy's still crying.
Yeah. Gotta love Jean Silva, though. You absolutely have to love him, And I would imagine when I talk about getting kissed by the man, it falls on a lot of deaf ears because they don't know just how good a human being he really is, big heart.
Gaethje's eyes barely open.
Gaethje, I would imagine Justin Gaethje is very high at this moment.
Well, it's Colorado. It's in Denver.
I don't know. I don't know that the state matters necessarily.
Yeah, man. Johnson, that's how you come back. Like, for a guy who missed weight his last fight, he was fighting at 145. He turns around. He gets a win in 14 days. Like, that's how you can kind of salvage things a bunch with the organization. That's a big win.
That's a huge win, man.
Yeah.
God, I love the way you just dropped the H on huge. Like you just have all these Hall of Famers. You could do whatever you want with the English language. We'll drop the fucking H. So if you don't know, Big Ron Pellegrino, owner of the Paradise Cantina in Las Vegas. Ron likes to gamble a little bit. He is at the Virgin Hotels right now, staying in a beautiful villa. He'll stay in the penthouse when he so desires as well. But Ron, if I was a man in your position, right, I would be on that DraftKings Sportsbook, which you can't access in Vegas, William Hill, whatever the fuck, right?
William Hill, yeah.
And I would be in a very reckless way betting on all of these fights. Santiago, Ponzinibbio, Muslim, Salikhov. For me, I can say this as an MMA commentator and sports wagerer, no interest in betting on the fight. But if I was not contractually prevented from doing so, I'd be going into the application right now to place a bet. So, Ron, do you have any action on this fight? I mean, can you produce a ticket, anything for us?
Yeah, I got Ponzi in the parlay, and I got him. No. I have him just in the parlay, as a matter of fact. I have Rose in real life, and I have it to go the distance. And believe it or not, I put a small little thing on sub. That's the next fight. But it was like plus 900. Yeah, just a little.
Who'd you put the sprinkle on?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Rose, I feel like if Tracy Cortez is going to try and win the fight, she's got to wrestle. And it's got a feeling that Rose could sub her. She hasn't subbed anyone in years, but that was your bread and butter back in the day. So I could see it getting, it's just a little bit, just a hunch. No, nothing serious.
So he just said real life. Is that what you stopped on?
Nope. I was just going to say about Ponzinnibio, we travel with him circumstantially a lot.
Yep.
And the one thing I'll say, I don't know nearly as much about this sport as you guys do, but health has been a big thing for him. It's seemingly, and he seems to be healthy right now. And so for me, a guy like that, I think, he seems a little bit frustrated when we see him about his mixed martial arts career. And it's like the commentary is exciting, but I still think that, he was ranked. I mean, I don't know if he's ranked right now, but he was ranked. I mean, I still think he's got a little bit to play for. I think if he's healthy, I think it's a good night for him.
Yeah, he's supposed to win this fight.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, Dan, I wanted to ask you about Santiago while we have a minute, right? I feel like he's a little bit underappreciated career-wise. Kenny and I met him in a hotel in Brazil probably 12 years ago, arm in a sling. He realized a lot of success at that time on the reality show before injury intervened. And yeah, it's been like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, kind of every step of the way, but has the skills, has been frustrated that he hasn't been given the big names. How do you feel about Ponzinnibio, big picture, and the body of work that he's kind of put on paper?
So I'm a big fan of Ponzinnibio, Gentiboa there, but since the health issues, right, kind of that Jason brought up, I agree. Since 2019 or so, 2018, but man, that 2018 win against Magny in his home country, like that was so beautiful and like shows what like the night we're having here, a traveling UFC fight night, like not to sleep on these that like in the right setting, they can be almost star making. And I feel like Ponzinnibio could have been a threat to Woodley's title at that time. Right. Which was unfortunate with the health stuff. But now kind of seeing that he's always had the recoverability and maybe his, he wasn't beyond getting knocked down. I think the problem now is I just been seeing him get knocked down too much at a disproportionate rate. It actually scared me a bit on this one. And even though I don't disagree with him being favored here, and I'll be happy for Ponzi, for Big Ron, for Cashin, because I'm a bigger Ponzi fan here. But I thought the line started moving a little too wide, so I had to take a little bit of that Salikhov side. And just stylistically, I think Ponzinnibio, as much as I love his boxing centric stance, he's got underrated leg kicks. He's again back to that kind of, I don't want to call Ponzinnibio a wrestle boxer, right? But he's got the heavy crouch, the weight disproportion of the legs for the leg kicks. Good kickers, I think can cause him a bit of problems. So we'll see what Salikhov has left at 40 here.
God, he is 40, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
What's Ponzinnibio? 37, 38? He's got to be up
I
there.
was just looking that up. Yeah, he's got to be at least 37.
Yeah. 2 birth years
and he
apart.
doesn't check a bag a lot, incidentally, right? I mean, if you want, he's a
raw
good guy
dog
to
and
travel,
flights.
Right? Yeah,
raw dog and flights with
Oh.
luggage too.
Can we talk about that, Kenny? Do you know what raw dogging a flight is, right? Do you know this concept, right? It has nothing to do with sex or anything. Ray, what's the problem, man? What's the problem? You think my head's in the gutter? What's the issue? Got an issue, here's a fucking tissue, man.
I want to know what freaking raw dog in a flight is.
Yeah, he does.
All
Yeah,
right,
he
so
does.
it's
go. What
staring
is
at
it?
the fucking screen, no headphones, no music, nothing. Just staring at the flight map or an advertisement that says 25% off at Old Navy
Or
for
the tray
fucking
table, basically
6
like,
hours
like going raw on a flight and not entertaining yourself right?
whatsoever. No sleep, no nothing, man. Just fucking raw dog that shit.
Like that little knob you turn to drop the tray table down. Just stare at that motherfucker all night.
That's it.
A flight attendant is not involved in this raw dogging. Is that what we're talking about?
No.
I just want to be clear.
Sorry, Flo.
Okay.
Even though we alluded to your fucking,
'Cause that'd be impressive. I'm like, damn, that's
Ric Flair status right
Mile
there.
High Club and a flight attendant.
Ray
That's-
Longo, Ray Longo, highest profile member of this poor contingent tonight. What do you think about raw dog in a flight? What?
it's not a poor contingent.
No, it's a great fucking contingent. But Ray, as the senior member, I want to ask his opinion about raw dogging on an airplane.
Wait,
It's a little different from the 70s and 80s, Ray.
Yeah,
He says nothing to do with Brandon Royval or sex or any of that.
I still don't know what it is. What was it again? You
So
stare
you're
at
not
the
even
screen?
fucking listening. He's not even.
No.
Okay.
He's
On a plane,
what,
Ray.
Listen,
On a plane.
Ray,
Wait,
I don't know if
where's
it's the Long
Anik
Island.
going?
He's
He
all right, up
walked
to no
up
good.
too.
No, so Ray, so when you go internationally, your last flight, I think you had to lay flat and you like slept the whole way, right?
Yeah.
Right. So let's say you're flying New York to Vegas, right? What are you doing in the middle of the day? What are you doing on the flight normally?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm listening to
He made
music.
raw dog all the time.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm
he's looking
listening
at
to
the back
nothing.
of his eyes. I guarantee you, Ray. Fucking get down that Delta One, down, and that's it.
Right?
Am I lying?
Yes. No.
Ray,
look
Ray
at
just
Ron.
gave the Bruce Willis from Die Hard answer. Like, what you want me to make fists with your toes? Like, I don't know if it's the Long Island, but Ray always sounds like Bruce Willis from Die Hard to me, and like that just felt like the scene. Like if Ray would have just answered, like, "You want me to make fists with my toes?" I would have lost it. I would have lost it.
I love it.
Knock a toe me building, bro. Fuck.
You know, it was right at the raw dogging thing where I was like, why did I agree to do this?
They're using raw dogging for everything.
All right, we got action.
We got
Yeah,
some
so
action.
Ray, I know how excited you are for Santiago Ponzinnibio and Muslim Salikhov. I explained the whole raw dog thing, and then it was explained again, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, and I
Tell the
still-
tape.
And I still don't get it.
We're gonna actually pay you like $5,000 to raw dog a flight after a pay-per-view from Vegas to New York. You're gonna have to stay awake. You're just gonna stare at the fucking screen.
I
for 6
will
hours.
say this: when I'm coming back on a loss, I think I do raw dog it because I.
All right, there you go.
I'm
See,
fucking-
That's a great
Big
point.
Ron,
You're
that's
right.
perfect.
I'm
That's
fucking,
a great point,
I'm
Ray.
fucking
That's
furious. Like I don't think I do anything except
You're just replaying the fight in your head.
100%. It's not a good thing, Kenny. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's not a good.
Ray gets it. He
The
just doesn't
Vietnam
put a
scare.
name on it like a
I
fucking
wouldn't
millennial.
sleep
That's all.
after fights.
Huh.
I wouldn't sleep. If
Yeah.
I lost a fight, I wouldn't sleep. Like I would just replay it in my head. I'd just be up for hours. It's bad.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
When Kenny lost, however, infrequently, I would sit in my hotel room and try to write him the most perfect text message, and
well. I'm
failed every time.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. And I know
texting
this
back
fight's
then?
about to get going, but like my navigation with Bilal Muhammad right now is one of my close friends, right? Right now I'm laying off, right? It's all business, but there are times we're talking and I'm screaming at Bilal on the phone, like, let's go. you know, because that's all I got.
All
Bring a
right, so
different energy.
co-main event right now, Santiago Ponzinibbio and Muslim Salikhov. In terms of stakes, not a ton here. But Ponzinibbio, our colleague on the Spanish commentary side, just sort of like this veteran who you just want good things to happen for, you know? I feel like frustrated is sort of the verb that he would probably use to describe his UFC career, even though there have been shining moments. He's taken on Muslim Salikhov, king of Kung Fu here. Former Mark Henry guy at one time, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow. They have that Russian contingent over there in Jersey, I think.
By the way, Frankie Edgar just fucking murdered his Hall of Fame speech. If you ask me, like, what would I bet on Frankie 1 out of 10 for the Hall of Fame speech, I would say probably do like 7.5, fucking 9.5, man.
Wow.
You gave me 9.5.
Yep. Effie, you listen? You watching the watch party, Frankie? Iron Army? No? That's all right.
Doubtful. Maybe if you got that tattoo.
How about when we were in Toronto, they didn't even give him a heads up.
I tell you, man.
Oh,
Salikhov looks like the villain in every fucking.
That's perfect.
Great call, Ray. Great
No,
call.
seriously.
Yeah.
He should be petting a cat right now.
Yeah, definite James Bond shit.
There's that read.
He's a good kicker, though, huh?
Yeah.
Some good kicks.
It's that kung fu style. I don't think he got those kicks from Mark Henry. I'm not sure.
I just fucking spilled my drink all over my lap. 3:19 to go, round one.
Perfect.
Ooh, Salikhov with one of his patented spinning attacks.
He looks like he's already sucking one, this guy.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Longo talks in such denigrating terms about a guy who gasses early. You know, one thing that Jason and Ken Flo and Ron and I have joked about, if you ever notice when Joe Rogan MCs a ceremonial weigh-in and a fighter has missed weight, it's the funniest fucking thing, right? He'll be like, Damon Blackshear has missed weight. Every time. Just fucking look, every time. Different inflection, but every time he says fighter A has missed weight.
He pops. He pops.
If my balls were bigger, I'd do the same thing.
Oh, man, that's true. I mean,
Cross the midpoint of what has been a pretty pedestrian round one. Is that fair to say? I'm a little bit inebriated, but
Ponzinnibio looks like he's trying to. I mean, he's moving better. I'll say that, but not a ton. Either way,
I wonder if either of these guys ends up in Turkey with you, Big Ron, doing hair transplant stuff.
No, he slipped. It was a slip.
Just a slip, Flo.
You know, to that point. To that point there, Jay, I wonder if there's like Russian barbershops where you go in and you get one fucking style. They shave your head, they shave your mustache, get the fuck out of here. Next. They got pictures of everybody on the wall. You know, they have different haircuts. It's the same fucking haircut over and over and over. We do one cut. That's it. This is all we got. Get out of here. You want this cut? You don't want this cut? Get out of here.
Bald and beards. That's it.
You remember those old commercials with the women summer wear and they come out with the same thing and then it was winter wear and whatever it was the same outfit.
Salikhov sucking win.
Yeah.
No, he definitely. This guy was the waiter in a James Bond movie. I'm sure.
Let's fucking go. Yeah.
Oh, he got caught.
1 minute to go.
Santiago got to protect himself.
Yeah, I know. He's got this guy in the ropes, but he's getting caught, Jay, a lot.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, like, just let it happen. Like, don't rush it, man. It's there. You can see the guy's already. He's not gonna get less out of breath the next fucking round. Like, I mean,
yeah. Just remember, I'm on the other side, Big Ron. So I think you're already good.
Well, I'm just saying, dog. You know, just an observation.
No, I agree. That's actually great advice. Yeah, that's
well. But Dan, it's a really interesting point because you and Ron may be on other side, right? You were on Dober in the last fight. Kenny was on Silva. I don't bet MMA. Not probably connected to John. I have no business doing it. But I could find a fighter or a smart handicapper on both sides of every fight, every card. So what am I going to do? Go throw around some juice? Like, you know what I mean?
You're nailing a point, Jason, and that's basically that. There's no matter what side you end up on, there's undeniable luck that's involved in this volatile game. You can't deny it, right? That's just
and look,
we're all flipping a coin to some extent.
Yeah, well, and for me, like this isn't a great DraftKings promo, but other sports have more. This for me to bet on this particular sport, I like not caring who wins, right? Like I care who wins this fight because I know Santiago a little bit. You know that. So now I'm rooting for got a little juice flowing here. And I'm rooting for my guy. But other than that,
okay, so
it's like
who won that round? Who won the round?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
This
is where I get fucking gray hair.
I think they're going to give it to Ponzinnibio.
I think so
I
too.
would think.
Yeah,
I would think.
Wow. Who knows?
But I think wrong a lot of the fucking time when I bet on the guy.
Did you see the stats, Big Ron? You think it was right that when the Muslim's name came up, they said the oldest fighter on the card? I mean, what is that? Imagine that, John. The next guy comes up, they say lowest IQ on the card. Why they have to torture these people?
You're actually making me think that maybe he should not be fonted as such. That messaging will get across. You know, your word wields a lot of weight.
An amazing athlete, dumb as fuck.
Yeah, what a dope. Might be the biggest.
This is one of the most ageist.
Oh, there's a promo for Good Guy, Bad Guy. Fuck DC. That was supposed to be John in DC. Fucking Chael. I like Chael. That's supposed to be my guy. No, never.
John, I got to talk to you about something after this. Did you see Jared Gordon's tweet by any chance?
No, I did not. I mean, you could talk to me about it right now, or we could do it at 1 a.m.
Live
Eastern.
odds. So there's round 1 score.
I saw his Trump tweet. Best ever.
Saw the Doug Crosby tweet.
Yeah, that's the one. I do. You gotta give me his number. I gotta talk to him. It's not good.
Salikhov's got a little.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask Ken Flo about getting a second wind in a fight, another spinning attack from Muslim Salikhov. Kenny, I know it's a long time ago. You're almost 50 for fucking Christ's sakes. But like, do you remember ever getting a second wind in a fight, memorably so, that when maybe you didn't feel great?
Well, no, it's a great question. Actually, it happened when I was in Denver, when I fought in Colorado. Actually, first round, I was like, I'm exhausted, and I'm 3 minutes into the round. And then second round, I was like, oh, I'm fine. It's there's still lows on. I need to punch him in the face. I'm motivated again. I'm not tired.
Right. King of Massachusetts on the line. You got to go punch Joe
You always
Lozon.
get your second win when you're mounted, Ken Flo. That's usually when the second win comes, when you're mounted on the guy.
See, you started with the
I
raw
look like
dog
the kid in
shit.
the Christmas story, just like,
Salikhov loading up. Ooh.
Yeah, he's throwing.
Sorry, Flo. Spinning attack from Salikhov. A lot of big shots again. We're a few seconds off.
Yeah, he's all right though.
Yep.
Tell you what though, John, I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind a little ooh and ah out of you on the microphone. Hate to say it.
Sounds good.
I don't mind.
And I don't mind these
pay for this shit, Jay.
on these guys. I know. This is on the house.
This is pro bono shit.
Yeah. Episode 500, though, the Anik Florian podcast coming up Monday. We're efforting to be joined by a few special guests. We get paid for that one, Big Ron.
Bro,
get paid for that episode.
500 episodes of you two fucking guys. Unbelievable. And I've been watching.
Right?
Wow.
Can't get rid of it.
How many have I watched?
It's a big number.
Can't
Nice
say
little
I'm not a
leg kick
liar.
there
I'm not a
by,
day oneer, but I bet you I watched 300 episodes.
Salikhov throwing a spinning attack that in close. I mean,
yeah.
He should know better if anybody.
I'm telling you, Ponzinnibio, just keep your fucking hands up and you're gonna win this fight.
Right?
No, that's not what he does, Ron.
Nah.
He just comes forward. Hit me again. He's so
it's like
tough.
cashing out a slot machine. I don't do it unless it locks up on its own, Ken Flo. You know what I mean?
That's a really nice double jab and a straight right.
He's exhausted.
Oh.
Yeah.
He didn't even try to say it. He's just, yeah, all right, never mind. Let's see. Oh, Ponzinnibio's good. He's got some bounce left.
Cruz right on with those takedown notes. But yeah, Salikhov looks super sluggish here.
Yeah, he does.
Bro, our boy Dom Cruz, he was like Nostradamus earlier with that call. He's trying to be John Anik.
Oh, Dom is on point.
That was
as
legit.
usual.
Yeah, I'm overrated. Dom's underrated. Coming up on a minute to go, round 2. Ponzinnibio in so many respects, and I want to keep the focus on the fight, but Kenny, he's like the poster boy for doing so many things, if not everything right in your fighting career, developing plus skills in all areas, trying to be ready as much as humanly possible, being a company man, being a commentator. And, it's just frustrating, right? That, a guy that good in another sport, I think, I'm not speaking to his financial situation, but I think would be in a different position in life.
Yeah.
Another spinning attack from Salikhov.
That's impressive right there. I didn't see that coming.
Man. Oh.
Salikhov's got some real issues with a cut there, so it appears.
He got a broken nose. Wow, they always have broken nose. They got the same haircut and broken noses.
Yeah, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Anybody in this room get a hair transplant yet? Anybody even want to admit that on record? No? Nobody yet?
Not yet.
I mean,
Not
look
yet.
at the lettuce on Dan Tom and Ken Flo. I mean, are you asking that?
Not
I'm asking it
though.
because
Not what it
Ray has a certain amount of pride for his hair. Kenny has long been known for his hair.
I'm
And
growing
we
my
have
lettuce
two
out a little
athletes
bit.
here.
I'm growing the lettuce back out, boys.
Oh,
I
look
can
at
kill
that.
your mic for
Oh,
a
There you
second.
go.
You look like
Kill
one
my
of the
mic.
Petrie boys.
Kill my mic. You don't want me to start calling you the B word. Oh, it's a commercial.
Well, you can call me a bitch because it's a commercial break. I was just saying Muslim Salikhov and Santiago Ponzinnibio look like two guys, not unlike my man Big Ron, who might entertain going to Turkey to get a fucking hair transplant. And all I can think is why? Why?
Well, listen. I mean, I have hair. Let's get it. I mean, we got it. It just sucks now. It used to be.
I'm
dope.
just trying to.
I ask. Okay, you asked why. Let me put it to you like this: you shave your hair. You hate hair, but you could have a mint head of hair if you want to, just like your brother, right?
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Now that's a choice. You're not bald. You're shaved. Imagine. I know you can't, but imagine you were 6'4". Okay, and then over time you became 5'7". If you could be 6'4" again by flying to fucking Turkey, would you? Yes or no?
Terrible analogy.
All right, let's go. Next round. Let's go.
Terrible analogy. Ray, you're a sex symbol as we begin round 3 here. I know your hair.
Oh, they're
well,
hugging.
you are a little bit. I mean, well, hey, if you didn't consider yourself to be a sex symbol in some way, shape, or form, you wouldn't be in the sun as much as you are. Look at your tan.
Oh my God.
No? Sorry.
Okay.
All right, we'll move
Ray
on.
looks
sex
fucking
symbol.
mint.
Third and final
Gotta
round.
Start
I'll
writing more
take it.
articles, John.
Uh,
All right.
I gotta tell you, I'm not sure who's winning this fight now.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is-
Yeah, it's weird
It's
fight.
tricky, man.
I wonder if we could get a
Like, I
Dan
feel like-
Tom tweet on TV simultaneously here during our watch party, right?
Yeah, I'm focused
And
on
there's
you guys
Bronsteter.
right now, so I didn't tweet no scores, and I'm betting, so I tried to
Could be
tweet scores on the
easy.
fights I
Oh,
bet,
wow.
try to stay on this team.
Bronsteter's
Tweet a
got-
score and tell them you're doing the watch party with us as well. Just kind of sneak that in there. See if it's. Oh,
That was a good low kick. What did Brown? It said 2018. What did Bronsteter say? It could be even, or it said 20.
no, he said 2018 for Muslim.
Oh wow! See, shit. I don't.
Really?
I
don't know.
I think I'd go 1-1.
Yeah.
He's fucking Canadian, though. You can't trust him. We gentlemen, absolute gentlemen, but you can't trust them.
it could be. Listen, I think based on previous score, like other scoring, it wouldn't be out of the
You
question.
know what it is, Kenny? It's the type of fight where both guys think they're winning right now.
Right, exactly. This could go
You know.
any way. It could
Yeah,
be
go any
the
way,
scores
yeah.
could be all over the place here.
But Ray, I mean, aren't you telling your guy like, okay, so let's say it's 1-1 because it could very easily be 1-1 too, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you telling, bro, you got to go out there and fucking dominate. Put
Oh,
he's dead ass tired. I know you're tired, but you got more juice. Put it on him, and you're gonna win the fight.
Of course, yeah.
That's it. But easier said than done, I guess. 12 minutes into altitude. So what did we go with? You could say at altitude or at elevation.
Either way. Hey, what's the parlay, Ron? Is it live?
Yeah, it's fucking live, Jay. I'm pretending like I don't care about it right now.
Well, let's hear what it is. Hey, earlier you referred to the
Smart.
Anik Florian podcast parlay as not even real life. So
What do you mean?
Now you said
When did I
like
refer to that?
I like it. And
No,
now
he
my
didn't.
focus. Check the record.
He didn't say that.
Well,
All right, we'll check the record.
I got it bet as a parlay. Parlays aren't real.
He used
So what do we
real
got?
light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not real because they make him throw out a 3 or 4 to 1, John.
Right.
Ron, what is the
Well,
parlay?
I bet it's specifically. I bet this because we were gonna do the fight.
I love it. So what do we got?
Nice. Nice.
What do we got, Ronald?
Ponzinnibio.
Yeah.
And then Thug Rose. But
a
we gotta be
two-teamer?
able to- Huh?
No, he got the first leg home.
No, it was over one. Jay, what the fuck? It was
See,
over
that's
one
the
and a
thing,
half.
man. You know, I know he had that. I didn't know if that was in the parlay or if he had some real dollars.
I did have real dollars on that one, and I have Rose for real dollars, and I have a parlay for real dollars on Ponzinnibio.
I know this fight's electric,
And
but
pride
John,
is more important. Let's be
John, I'm
honest.
putting the camera on you, John, so they can see how camera 1. See how disappointed this motherfucker is in me. This is so disappointed. Like,
So you know when you bet on the Yankees, but because you want the Red Sox to win and vice
Yep.
versa.
Called a happiness hedge. Scott Van Pelt.
Okay.
Yep.
So I only have $200 on this parlay that I get put out for the podcast because I bet what I put out, but like winning it is just gravy. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to bet it because it's on the Fight Pass tonight. Fight Watch.
Yeah. Hey, Ray.
Yes.
About a minute to go here in the third and final round of what has been a largely unspectacular co-main event. I wanted to ask you a question about an earlier fight tonight, if I could. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
I feel like I got to qualify it now, you know?
Definitely not.
We're
buddies.
The no
What are we talking
contest.
about?
Exactly. So the no contest to begin the main card between Abdulrazak El Hassan and Cody Brundage. And this puts a commentator in a position where you're paid to be critical, right? And Dominic Cruz is wondering aloud on the show, if you're Cody Brundage, right? Like, do you tough it out, prioritizing and chasing an MMA win, or do you sort of take the DQ? And you're trying to simultaneously not disrespect an athlete while also trying to sort of outline to the masses what exactly is going on. And you're not in Brundage's head as to whether or not he can continue, but like, there are a lot of guys who are like, man, I need a green stripe on my Wikipedia page. And tonight, like, a no contest isn't good enough, even if I'm partially concussed from an illegal blow.
Yeah. Wow. I heard Dom's commentary. Listen, man, those back of the head shots are fucking brutal. That occipital you get hit in there, you could go blind getting hit in the occipital. So I wouldn't want my guy fighting if he's not healthy enough to fight in that situation, because the bad things are going to happen. So nobody's inside. Only Cody Brundage knows what really happened and what he was feeling. I don't know, but I can tell you getting hit in the back of the head is illegal for a reason. And I've seen some bad shit happen with that. So
he looked nauseous as shit when he was sitting on the thing. After he actually looked like he was going to fucking puke or something. So I mean, whatever, for what it's worth.
Kenny, I mean, Abdulrazak El Hassan largely is beaten up on him. I don't know if you saw that before we went live. Did you see that, Kenny?
I saw the ending. Yeah. Yep.
Any thoughts on that for us?
It's tough, man. I think when the stakes are that high, and of course, every fight, you're going to have high stakes in the UFC. I think that you don't want to go into a fight being that messed up. Like it already is a difficult fight, a difficult sport. Why would you put yourself at that kind of tremendous disadvantage? It sucks. No one wants to see a fight end, especially after putting in all that hard work. Thank God I was never in that situation where I was that kind of hurt. But yeah, man, I mean, it's tough. I think he probably made the right decision to not go forward.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I'll tell you an interesting
too. You don't really know.
Yeah, you don't know. That's the problem. But I'll tell
Yeah.
you an interesting story. When Weidman fought Mousasi, right? It was a little controversial. He got kneed in the head, but I was in the corner with Mark Henry, and Mark was telling him, if you don't feel good, he was screaming, don't fight. Based on Barboza getting up kicked by who the hell did he up get up kicked by, but he continued. He didn't take the time. He was hurt, and he ended up getting. Oh, it was Ferguson, and remember he got choked out because he didn't just. You know, he rushed back in there, and that's the key. You don't want to put yourself at that much of a disadvantage to where you're going to lose the fight.
So split decision there.
Yeah. Look, I think we all said it. Nobody knew who the hell was winning the fight.
Split decision for Muslim Salikhov. So their Anik and Florian podcast parlay, you rip up those tickets.
Good thing it's not real life, right, Ron?
Yeah. Well, did you see my reaction to it for not being real life? Fuck.
But I don't know, man. For me, overall,
no, I mean, it's
15
close.
15 minutes. I don't know. I probably Ponzinnibio for me for 15 minutes, but I don't know, man. AB had the first two for Salikhov, and I trust him more than me.
Okay. Oh, geez.
Yeah, I trust AB's, but it could have gone. It could have gone both ways. I feel like.
All I'm saying is, I'm not even so upset about how the scorecards were read, and there was a split decision. I just felt like Ponzinnibio should have won that fight. Like he had a guy tired with 3 minutes in the first fucking round.
100%. 100%. Yeah, he's too fucking reckless. He doesn't set anything up. He just runs in.
Yeah.
And he let this. Yeah, all this guy has to do is just throw anything. He's got a shot at hitting him. It's just
look at those scorecards.
He wasn't fighting a smart fight.
So I had a Salikhov ticket, but honestly, my first reaction just now was heartbreak for Ponzinnibio because he's also been on the wrong end of a lot of these splits as well through his career. So I always feel for guys in those too. So even though I cashed the ticket, I'm a Pons fan, and I don't know, I just feel for him there losing a split like that, you know.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, and it really has nothing to do with his status as my colleague and everything to do with just his career. And I sort of talked about it during the fight. Like, the dude can't catch a break, whether it was his arm, getting mangled on the Ultimate Fighter Brazil back in the day or being on the wrong side of these splits. And I don't know if that means, he's making like 110 to show and 110 to win. And if he just in theory lost $110,000, but obviously I don't think anybody in this room loves that, don't leave it in the hands of the judges statement, but it was a close fight and we all thought it was, even if Santiago maybe disagreed.
I think it was his fight to win or lose. And I don't know. I'm agreeing with Ron. He should have did way better in that.
So when we don't do watch parties, go ahead, Dan Tom.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask you a question, John, real quick. Off of something you bounced at the guys. For as far as the Brundage and Al Hassan thing, you're one of the few people I love who champion something that people tend to forget. Mark Ratner, we used to have on the Junkie Radio Show, and he always told you first warning is in the back, and I love that you remind people of that. And my opinion, honestly, it's not that fighters aren't hurt or not looking for a way out. It's not on the table, right? It's not so much that. That's a part of the game, unfortunately. I just feel like I'm of the minority opinion. You tell me, John, but I think the refs should kind of pull up their big boy pants a little more and enforce in there. And I know, there's things like the pay structure or the 10-9, scoring system that's not their fault, and they're working with the best they got, and that weighs I get that, but at a certain point, we got jobs to do. We got rules for a reason, right? So,
without a doubt. Hey, Dan, how about this? How about even with the eye pokes? If you're a guy that's been warned like 4, 5, 6, 7 times in previous fights, that first fucking eye poke is a point, period.
Yeah.
If you've never eye poked a guy, get a warning. But if you've done it in previous fights, you already had your fucking warning. You're obviously doing it for a reason. And that's the way I look at it. They analyze those things, they go over it, and that's the way I would handle it. You've done it 4 or 5 times, 10 times previously. Now it's a point in this fight. You're not getting another 3 warnings because that could be a strategy also.
Right. Even if it was you get to like a double-digit threshold, it's like, all right, dude, you've had 8.
That's it.
You've had 10 eye poke warnings in your MMA career.
It's
so
over.
Number 11 in this fight is going to be a point.
I mean, I don't want to pile on a John Jones, but if I have to see him and Herb Dean do cosplay where Herb has to explain to him what an eye poke is, when we have John Jones on film admitting that he does it on purpose, I don't know how the next person that doesn't fight him, their coach, right, doesn't go to the commission.
Without a doubt.
Like I have a recorded video, 27 warnings. So assign who you're going to assign. We're not going to make a fuss, but I'm letting you guys know we've got 27 warnings and 0 points taken for this guy over a decade of sample size.
That's it. That's the way it should be.
Hey, Ray, the people want to know, and Dan, Tom, I will answer your question. Are you going to Paris September 28th with Matt Frivola?
Oh, 100%.
Outstanding. New hip, new me. Wheels up. Right? Ha! Print the fucking shirts, Raymond. Am I wrong? New hip, new me. Fucking wheels up. No.
Oh,
Kenny
yeah,
didn't like it. That's
I
okay.
feel like a new man. No,
So,
Kenny,
Dan,
we lost Kenny about 20 minutes ago.
That's okay. He'll be back for the main event. He'll be back for the main event. He
Here,
bet half a Bitcoin on Rose Namajunas. He has half a Bitcoin on Rose Namajunas. So, in terms of referee and doctor conviction, I believe, Dan, you were sort of getting at that, right? There are certain doctors who will come in and stop a fight immediately when you have a cut like tonight. There needs to be no deliberation for Drew Dober. And I would say the same for Maida Bueno Silva a couple of weeks ago. And it's almost like the ringside physician wanted Chris Tognoni to be the bad guy. And Tognoni, incidentally, is one guy who has no problem being the bad guy. But, you know, referees are ubiquitously praised for letting fights go late when special things happen. And they're roundly criticized for stopping fights early. And the same can be said of doctors. So, yeah, I want to see more conviction, right? It's like, you know, let's not have Drew Dober be unrecognizable on Tuesday, right? Let's maybe not let that cut take another shot. So
the beautiful Tracy Cortez is walking. Thank you.
There we go.
Oh, wow, I tell you, John, he's brutal. This is good.
Well,
I'll tell you what a backstory on Tracy Cortez, though.
Right?
That's gut wrenching listening to her talk.
if you don't know, lost her brother, her mother, and I'm curious, Dan, Tom, if you feel like her ceiling is as high as I do as far as the MMA. I mean, the right coaches, seemingly the right attitude. She's accrued a lot of experience. I don't know how you feel about this decision for her to step up into this spot. But what do you feel, Dan, as the guy who's probably watched the most film on this lady, about Tracy Cortez long term?
Well, it's a tough test right now, and it's also a tough answer because she's similar in that Montel Jackson range where they're not in their early 20s. They're not old by any sense. They're in their young 30s, but similar to Montel Jackson, they're only fighting about once a year for whatever circumstance. So it makes it hard to gauge, but she showed an upswing in her striking last time around. Big, uptick on her boxing. John, you noted that beautifully in the commentary. But more importantly, guys, she wrestles. And it's like whether you're at men's heavyweight or you're in some of these women's divisions, wrestling, it's almost like we're in the early aughts, right? Like it counts for a lot more again because you don't have a lot of heavyweights that can wrestle. You don't have a lot of women's division fighters who can wrestle. Look at Carla Esparza, as small as she is. She probably should be an atom weight if we're being honest. But she's a 2-time division winner because she was a wrestler in a division that, as talented as it is, women's strawweight for the women's divisions, not a ton of wrestlers. And this is flyweight, granted, but I think the point kind of remains that wrestling can get her far.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and Santino DeFranco is one of the best coaches out there. I don't think he gets enough credit. I think he's a super intelligent guy. He breaks shit down, very articulate. That's a big plus for Cortez in this fight.
Yeah, she ain't ugly either.
Not at all.
Kenny, after this, you have to. I'd like you to teach me how you can fall asleep with your eyes open, because for the next watch party, I definitely want to try. I think the guy's been out. I swear to God, he's not even here right now.
No, he's there.
I taught a
he's
seminar
locked.
for like 3
Flo.
or 4 hours today.
You did, huh?
At this
Nice.
point, I'm hooked, but yeah.
In terms of the weight miss, right? It's like feels pretty cliche.
She made weight.
Well, okay. In terms of the struggle with the weight.
Yeah.
Stupid band. Same voice. She made weight.
Chosen my words better. Okay. Candidly, right? You want me to say that first? The wasted fucking word you like. Anyway, no, I'm just curious from Kenny's standpoint, because people are like, oh, the trouble with the weight. Flo, sometimes it can mean something, sometimes not.
Right.
Does it? We don't really know, right?
Yeah, how the fuck does he know? No, there are no stupid questions. That one wasn't great.
Fair.
Dude, I gotta tell you, you know what it is, Kenny? When I'm looking at the screen, it's like a scene out of Psycho. I think the guy's talking to himself.
I know.
I'm telling you, every time
I'm scared shit. It's like John's yelling at himself. I don't know what's going on.
No, I mean, Joe
like,
Rogan has seen everything. He looks at us like we're some sort of freak show. Episode 500 might be the last of the Anik Florian podcast, honestly.
Well, I hate to say it, but like our family, and not even like distant family, like our immediate family, like our kids, our siblings, if there's like 17, 18 people, and John and I are 2 of those people, the other 16 people like really aren't necessarily enjoying our company for real.
You guys
That's
are
just-
off in the corner talking.
Yeah, or just like fighting, like physically fighting for fun, you know? Anyway, Thug Rose making the walk. She's saying she's the best.
I think so.
I don't see her
This
saying
makes
that.
me
You
nervous.
raise-
Every time I see
Lot.
someone come out and do this, it just makes me so damn nervous.
Shout out
Yeah.
Elliot.
That's only because Diego Sanchez used to do it. That's
The best.
You know what it is? When you're not crazy, it's all good.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I have conversations with Mick Maynard, and I'm not trying to cut Jason off here as he shouts
Oh,
out the security guy, Elliot, 5 drinks deep, okay? As I try to bring a modicum of
That's my
insight to
dog,
the
right?
proceedings here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you and your buddy fucking hobnobbing. I'm literally about to pot your mic down and throw you out of the studio.
Fucking,
But sometimes,
that fucking okay.
shut the fuck up.
That
No, I'm
fucking
serious. Just be quiet.
Fair.
So sometimes when I talk to Mick Maynard, I don't know if these conversations are on the record or off. But he said to me at the weigh-in for UFC 303 that Rose Namajunas would have fought any flyweight in the world tonight. And I just think that really is telling to me, especially when you think about the competitive place that she has or has not been in prior places in her career. So if I'm like a betting man and I hear the matchmaker say that from an athlete, that is intel, that is intelligence. Now, whether it was going to be Karine Silva or Tracy Cortez or whomever to replace Macy Barber, Rose seems to be in savage mode, Ronald. And, you know, even though I don't love the price next to her name, I don't know. She seems to be in a pretty good competitive place right now.
She's in the right place, the right mind. She's
What's-
lights
what's-
up, man. Her
yeah,
her
what's
in and
the-
out is unbelievable, dude.
What were the odds, John?
She's about
It'll-
-2.25, right? Minus
No,
225 or so.
Now it's minus
Yeah, I'm
300.
the
It's
best.
minus
I'm the
290.
best.
Wow.
Any props, Big Ron, you're on for this one? My fellow gambler
Yeah,
over there.
I got Rose. Obviously the parlay's dead, but I got Rose.
-2.
Straight up, I got her at minus 190, and I got
Nice.
a little sprinkle on submission.
Nice.
It'll
Dan,
probably-
Tom, you got any live tickets for the main event or no?
Yeah, I got some actually from Big Ron's backyard. I like the Virgin because there's free parking for us locals there,
There you
or
go.
just in general. And so sometimes their Betfred machine has like really high round numbers, and I'm a round flyer
Yeah.
guy because I'm crazy like that, as my record will tell you.
Big
So,
smile out of Big Ron.
Dan. Yeah.
But sorry, I know, sorry.
Yeah. You're right. The fucking kids are sharp. How about that? And no.
Oh, we doing the Joe Martinez?
Jail
No,
today.
that
Jail
was
tonight. Made
buff.
if I sub it like
Well,
plus
I
500
don't do
against
Joe
Derek Lewis.
Martinez.
That
I
was
do buff.
ridiculous. Sorry. Sorry. I should have known.
Ron, I don't do Joe Martinez. I do Buff.
Yeah.
I don't know Joe Martin. I mean, I know buff.
I went full throttle Joe Martinez on the last watch party. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know if I'm
did.
going to do it again, but if the judges, I mean, the judges are ready. Like
If
the judges are fucking ready. You know? No, the judges are fucking ready. The judges are ready. I love everything except that part. I love you, Joe Mart. You know? I don't give a
John.
fuck if the judges are ready.
Yeah, no
Sometimes they
kidding.
don't
The
seem
judges
ready.
just fucked me in the ass.
Right. Was
John, can I tell you top
Diamato
three?
ready when Jared Gordon fought Nazar Hackpress? All right.
Yeah.
Real quick, top 3 UFC broadcast moments for me just watching little random things is whenever Buff is going nuts and they cut back to your guys' mics and you just get the tail end of you guys laughing. I don't know why. That always gets me. I'm like, oh, they're probably having a good time. They're like,
Oh my gosh.
You know,
Man.
Buff one time jumps into, we were having lunch with a bunch of people. He comes in, how you doing? He goes, I'm getting over my knee surgery. I go, you hurt your knee? He goes, yeah, with St. Pierre. I go, shit, you were sparring St. Pierre? He goes, no, when I was announcing, I jumped my foot down. But he didn't say when I was announcing the fight. He goes, no, with St. Pierre. I go, holy shit, that's great. You were sparring St. Pierre.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hoping you were going to ask that.
no.
He was hoping you weren't going to ask it,
Yes.
so you would just assume.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Fighting out of the red corner.
what are the odds on Joe Silva versus Bruce Buffer?
Joe
What's the odds on
Silva
that
has an octagon in his house.
what I'm
A
saying.
little bit of weight class issue, maybe.
Yeah.
No shit.
So at close on the broadcast, they are fonting Rose Namajunas as a minus 230 betting favorite. I'm being told minus 265. So the range is a little bit all over the place. Tracy Cortez plus 215, over 4.5 rounds, juiced to minus 260, which suggests that we're going to be here until about 1:15 a.m. Eastern time. Rose Namajunas by submission plus 750. Touch of the gloves. Joe Mott's out of the way, and we're ready to go with our UFC Fight Night main event.
Take some smelling salts.
I know. Well, listen, I think Rose may get the finish here. And also, fun fact, Bruce Buffer purposely has his pants tailored so he can throw high kicks. They just want to that's true. That is flexible. A true story. I am not joking.
You got to factor that into the odds.
Exactly.
Kenny, the first time, well, actually the only time he came into the penthouse, we had dinner. He sits down next to me. He goes, "You know, Ronnie, I travel all around the world. I don't know if you know that." I'm like, "Yeah, but I've been watching you on TV for 20 fucking years. This is one of the finest spreads I've ever had. You know, good times, good people, good friends. Amazing. Yeah, but what's for dinner?"
I love it.
The best.
He is.
True story, though, to back up Ken Flo's point. Buff has the knees sort of like cut out the inner lining to optimize movement. And if you've seen him stretch, you certainly understand.
You know what else he has?
Everybody's seen him stretch.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you.
If you bought a pay-per-view, you see him stretch. Shit.
Rose landed a nice right hand, boys.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, yeah. She's already got that.
Ooh. Good counter right from Namajunas.
Another good right hand.
Oh. Man.
Cortez appeared to get caught on the way in there. 90 seconds have expired.
I noticed Cortez gets countered a lot on her kick. So if Rose is picking on that early, that's bad news for Cortez.
Wow. Oh, man.
Oh,
man.
Early knockdown for Namajunas.
Yeah, to Trace, this is going to be, this is.
Wait till round 3, Rose. Wait till round 3 at least.
Right?
I just want her to try to go to her knees or something. So get her, so Rose can
get a submission.
Yes. Rose looked like she was real comfortable from the first second of this fight. Not from
even before she walked into the octagon. You know, 100%. Corey Sandhagen has alluded.
Look at this.
Oh, wow. I'm not going to say anything.
Interesting.
It's probably a smart move, but I'm rooting for the sub 2 now.
Yeah, I mean, Rose is significantly better on the feet.
Yeah, it looks like she's so much sharper. She's a step ahead, even with her counters and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the thought process behind it, is if, you know, Tracy's got that wrestling background, and if Rose is piecing her up on the feet, I mean, eventually isn't she going to go for a sloppy takedown? I don't know. If that goes late, maybe she gets her neck caught. But Tracy's game, man, she ain't going to give up.
Yeah, she's tough, but she's getting a head pop back.
Yep.
She is.
I will say, doesn't Rose look like she actually kind of belongs at this weight a little bit now? I mean, the first fight against Manon Fiore,
it's huge, though.
Manon Fiore's a bad match. It's a tough matchup.
Yeah, I literally caught myself.
You're right, Flo, man. Yep.
Yeah. But Rose just looks really sharp. When Rose is moving her feet, when she's fainting, when she's loose and relaxed, man, she's a problem. You look at the people that she's faced, man. She's beating killers. Dude.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm with you. Sorry, John's giving me a look, but when she wants it, she's a problem. She looks like she wants to be a champion again.
She
does.
You know? She does. She looks sharp.
She's a much better hunter than she is a hunted.
Yeah.
Yep. To Ray's point, look how well she's using that footwork.
Yep.
To Ray's point, look how well she's using that footwork in that big octagon, right? That's helping her out a lot too.
If you look at her if you look at her win-loss in her career, she goes 3 wins in a row, loses 1, 3 wins in a row, lose 1, 3 wins in a row. And the funny thing is, of those 3 wins in a row, 1 is a title win, 2 are defenses. You know what I mean? And then she loses. Yeah. It's crazy. She just can't. I don't know. Heavy is the crown, right?
Yeah, I mean, when Kenny uses words like loose and relaxed, sometimes it sounds intangible, but it really is not.
Well, and I think it's different. Like I was bringing up Corey Sandhagen earlier, right? And he talked about the mindset going in. Like he didn't think he was at the right mental space before the fight against Aljo. And different guys need to be at different spaces. Some guys need to be fired up and all juice. Some guys need to be super relaxed. Like when Bilal walks in, he looks like he doesn't give a fuck, like he's chewing gum.
Yeah,
that's the right space for him. So Kenny, I mean, that does depend on the fighter, right?
Yeah, and I think Rose has kind of struggled with that mental aspect at times,
Yeah.
So I how much that has to do with, how her training camps or what's going on in her outside life, who knows? But you could tell, I think Ron was spot on. You could just tell when she's going to be ready to fight, and you could see it from her walkout. She seemed ready, where some other ones you just like, I don't know. Yeah. Rose seems way too nervous here. She looks nice, calm, and composed. And
she got a little cut on her right too. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like maybe an abrasion, Ray, on the left eyelid of Tracy Cortez. Doesn't appear to be too bad. Maybe like a scrape.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yep.
Yeah, that first right hand she landed early in the round was probably the culprit.
Yeah, if this fight goes 5 rounds, she ain't going to be that pretty at the end of it. Not that anybody ever is, but this is going to be a tough one. Yeah. She's just so dialed in already off the bat. It's pretty amazing. I mean, Cortez got to start, feinting some shots, right? She got to try and get this on the ground soon.
Well, did anybody hear the corner advice in between rounds or no?
No, I wanted to. I'm a Santino DeFranco fan myself as well. I wanted to hear what he had to say, but I didn't catch it.
Tracy has improved her striking. I think there's no question about that, but a lot of it's kind of fluff for her to kind of get to a clinch. It's allowing her to survive and get to a clinch. But I don't know if it's effective striking in and of itself.
Or like a sequence into
it's kind of stuff to get her to a certain spot, but it's not like sequences that are going to be real dangerous for someone like Rose.
With respect, of course. Nice jab by.
Tell you what, though, she's game. Like I think
she's 100% tough as shit, man. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
And Bronsteter, the best round that she's had as a flyweight since moving.
I know, Ron. I'm thinking of her. Right? Like they just flashed a tweet. 10-9 Namajunas. She looks on point tonight. Like what? Yep. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I don't. She's got to do something different, or this fight's gonna get ugly. Oh yeah. Get it a little dirty.
Yeah, pretty good little advancement there by Cortez.
Oh.
So she was supposed to fight, Tracy Cortez was supposed to fight Miranda Maverick July 20th, correct? Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's interesting when you think about career opportunity as we cross over the 3.5 minute mark here, round 2. Like I said about Steve Erceg fighting Alexandre Pantoja, as long as you don't get fucking melted in 2 minutes, there's next to no downside. And I'm not sure for Cortez, now that she made weight, there's not a ton of downside in accepting this fight, even if you don't feel like it's your best version necessarily that you're presenting because of 5 rounds or altitude or an abbreviated training camp by a week, whatever it is. Just got to fucking fight another woman at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the odds that there'll be a lot of crying, win or lose, after this fight?
I'm gonna cry regardless because I feel like
450.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's gonna be a lot of tears.
John Silva still's got the most amount of tears of the night.
Yep.
Oh,
it was a decent leg kick.
He's gonna get the tear bonus at the end of the night.
I'm so DMing John Lord Silva when we're done, like 100%.
Oh,
there you go, Ron.
No, that's not the way we want it, but it could lead it. It could turn into that.
Tracy Cortez operating now off the back partially of Rose Namajunas, no longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you call the fight a little bit? Well, there are going to be people who ingest this after the fact.
That's what I'm looking for.
Anik Florian podcast audio. Yeah, dude.
Macy Barber's supposed to be in this spot, right?
gotta get your
Yes,
head
in
up.
this fight. Yes.
All right. Whatever. Yeah. Listen, everything I say, flow. Just know everything I say, this guy all over me now. But what I would say, right, is this fight
Say
would
it,
feel,
Jay.
this
Go
fight
ahead,
would
light it
feel
up.
this fight would
You're
feel a
just looking
lot
for a
bigger
reason
for
to
me
say
right
it.
now if it was Macy Barber, with respect to Tracy Cortez, right? With respect. I'm just saying. And maybe she'd come back and beat Rose, but I think Macy Barber has championship aspirations. I'm not sure I feel that way about TC.
See, I do.
Well, in my opinion, I think Macy has a style that can give her problems just because she's a grinder. She gets right in your face. She knows how to get into that clinch very well. She throws good shots in the clinch as well. And that's just, that could be overwhelming for someone like Rose. I'm surprised that Tracy isn't kind of following that same potential blueprint that Macy Barber would have employed here.
Love it.
Kenny, it's like Rose is just stopping her at the pass. She's not even letting her get going. Like normally wrestlers or guys, trying to get into the clinch, they get caught on the way in. She's just getting caught standing still. She's not even letting her get going. I mean, I don't know if she can keep it up for another 15 minutes, but she has through 9 already. She just looks on point.
Yeah. I mean, this is a big step up for her. She's going to learn a lot, and Tracy's going to definitely improve from this. But I agree, John. I mean, there's not a whole lot to lose here in this fight.
Oh, she almost landed it up.
Yeah, nice front kick by Cortez.
It was like right there. I think it did touch her. I don't think it hurt her, but I think it touched her.
That's what she needs, to Kenny's previous point. More jabs, front kicks, more range weapons. I think that's kind of what's getting exposed, for lack of a better word, and I mean that positively.
Yeah, she did that to prove a point right there.
Takedown for Namajunas late in round 2.
You know how you break a wrestler? Right, like that. You
do that.
Exactly.
Very frustrating.
She did that on purpose, Ray. She did that on purpose, for sure. Just to there's 10 seconds left in the round. She just did it to break her balls. You know that.
Yeah. I want to say a little better round for Tracy, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, she's not getting washed, but she's getting beat up.
Ron, how about the glow on your camera? I know we're talking fighting, everyone fucking serious at 1 in the morning. I used to have Ron in the fucking glow. Look, $1 million. There's that 120 degree Vegas heat out in the fucking.
Jesus Christ.
Got that John Anik camera.
I'm telling you right now, fellas. I never bitch about the heat. I love it. I'm in the hot tub when it's 100. I'm a fucking psycho. This was fucking insane. We had like 30 days of 115 plus. And it was 120. It's never been a fucking 120. It's insane.
I tell you, Big Ron, New York is brutal because of the humidity. It's been like 95 degrees humid. It is.
You can keep that. Should be a glazed Italian fucking donut back there. I'm good with it. I hate that shit.
Cody got some stuff in the chat from that corner. Tracy Cortez, every time you fire, she's firing back. Tracy, you're letting it slip away. You need to touch and fucking shoot. Thank you, Cody.
Yeah, you got to think at some
John,
point.
you want to read that promo?
Nope. Oh, an early combination from Cortez.
Coming out fired up.
That's a little different now.
There you go. Yeah, big.
There you go, Tracy.
Heads.
Clash, yeah.
No, they're both all right. Oh,
nice counter right by Tracy.
Tell you what.
Yeah, unleash the athlete, right?
Come on, Rose.
I like the dirty box.
Come on. There we go.
There you go, Big Ron.
Yeah, Dan Tom, you like the dirty boxing approach there a little bit?
That was me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Kenny.
That's Kenny. I was gonna say.
No, I'm watching the fight. I'm not looking at your shining.
You sure it wasn't Rob Font, John? Get the fuck out of here with that Rob Font bullshit. John didn't think that was funny at all.
Namajunas has Cortez mounted. Less than a minute gone by, round 3.
That's a bad spot. 4 minutes left.
I mean, fight IQ, 100% spot on. She got aggressive, gave up a hip, she got taken down.
All right, Rose, send me and Big Ron off on a win.
This is really lining up. She could just put her head on the outside, slide her body behind her, and just choke her the fuck out.
Cruz was just filming the action right in front of him on his cellular telephone as he was calling the fight. I mean, he's one of my best friends, but what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's how it works. The promotion, you're allowed to have.
Got to do it for the gram,
right?
At the desk. Fucking insane.
Oh,
she hasn't gotten her back yet, has she? I was gonna say,
John, sorry,
undefeated
go ahead.
In
DT.
any fight, she's gotten one back. Undefeated in any fight, she scored minimum one back take. Nope.
She got
still
up.
win, but you know.
But John, the cell phone at the booth. I mean, you say nothing like getting a text from Ray Longo in the middle of a
Longo
so.
insight that I bring right to the masses
this.
during the
Oh,
pay-per-view.
man.
Wow.
Power
Man,
takedown
she
for
is-
Namajunas
she
at
is-
the 3-minute mark.
That's shocking to me there.
Yeah, I'll
That
tell you,
is just power.
100%, man. She just
That's her
stuffed
specialty.
it.
I didn't really, I
Wow.
just didn't think Rose was stronger than her like that.
Yeah,
That was just
she's
strange.
overpowering her, dude.
Yeah, crazy.
That's impressive.
Like body locked her, took her down. Yeah.
Cortez is really good with that inside
Plus
trip
it's
too.
gonna-
She rarely misses that. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, give your back up.
Well, and you guys touched on Namajunas in terms of this weight class. Anyone who follows what she's doing as best they can knows the strength and conditioning commitment is there. She likes to lift heavy weights, lifts a lot of them, you know. So I don't know that we should all be surprised to see her realize success here. Just over 2 minutes, round 3.
Well, it's just going to show you that she really does belong in this weight class. It's not.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was like really for her when I saw that against Monfiore, but I don't think any.
There
I'm
we
thinking
go.
else
Big
goes.
There's the
run.
back take.
Come on. Oh yeah, flattened out.
There it is.
Oh, man.
No, she's fight, man. She ain't
gotta
giving
go-
up. She's tough.
go to you.
Yeah, that's
She's-
for
Where's
sure.
that send it home soundbite? Shout out to a Big Gun.
Right. Cortez defending in front of her cornermen, Eddie Cha, Santino DeFranco.
This is so Rose took her down and then got up and then she took her down and she
Yeah.
mauled her.
Yeah.
It's interesting. She's just kind of like putting on a bit of a clinic at the moment.
Well,
boys.
and I think this was what a lot of people expected, that it could very well be a Namajunas domination in a lot of phases. Rose is going to try to finish for sure. She's got a minute to go here, round 3. I think there are a lot of mind fucks with Tracy Cortez when it comes to this fight. The altitude, the opponent, the short notice
It was
nature.
a big ask. Sure. Big ask, man. But I just am shocked of how Rose is handling. I didn't think I'd be seeing her do this in the 3rd round to her. But, on the feet, I thought she was just going to have a real clinical performance, but she's doing it all in every aspect.
Sometimes after the fight, you get more answers, in terms of how a fighter feels. And you never know really how an opponent is going to feel until you're in there, and how you stack up against them until you're actually in there.
Mm-hmm.
But
fair.
Yeah, I think Cortez maybe. Huge head kick from where.
She just ate it. Too.
Yeah, man. Cortez got a chin and a frame to take shots head to toe.
So
Tracy's tough, man.
Yeah.
So that's a question. Like one time in my life, Kenny.
Nice.
One time in my life, we used to fight a lot growing up. And we grew up in a tough area, and we got down. But one time in my life, I hit somebody as hard as I could, and they didn't fall down. They didn't. And I was like,
right?
holy shit! My balls literally right up in my stomach. I got dirty as immediately as possible. When you're a professional trained killer and you're in there just absolutely piecing somebody up for 15 rounds and they're not going away, like, even though she's being clinical, does it creep? Does it creep in your brain? Like, what the fuck do I got to do to this person? I got to shoot him in the leg, or like what?
Well, that's why I feel, again, I'm going to be biased, but why grappling, I think, is such a great equalizer to a zombie like that, because it takes toughness out of the equation. It's like you're not going to out tough a choke, and everybody's limbs only bend a certain way. But you're going to find those guys like Tony Ferguson in his prime, and those guys with those chins where you're like, what do I need to do to take this guy out? And there's not a whole lot. They're just going to keep coming forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's scary, man.
Yeah.
KennyFlorian.com, the t-shirts just says fucking chokes and pistols, right? I mean, I'd buy one, Team Florian on the front, chokes and pistols on the back. No, I don't know. All right, round 4.
So Cortez needs a finish at this point, right?
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, just knowing you've arrived at that 4th round can allow you to maybe unleash a little offense. And Tracy doing that here early round 4.
Yeah.
Oh, she's trying a little judo. She got the wizard.
I'd much rather see this last 5-10 minutes on the feet, with respect.
Well, you can want in one hand and wish in the other,
No, well, if you're Rose, take it right back down there and.
Yeah, I feel like Rose is doing a good job positionally on the ground. I kind of wish she'd be a little bit more active with her ground and pound. Maybe try to open up a submission attempt against Tracy.
Yeah, she didn't soften her up really at all. She was just kind of rolling with her. Yeah. Well, maybe she does that now.
Kenny, do you look at Rose's long arms and those pointy elbows and start salivating and going like, well, why don't you use those while you're down there as well? Fold them over, fold it over.
Definitely those elbows, man.
Kenny, I know you talk about sort of throwing the elbows loosely and sort of maximizing damage in that way. Like, what percentage of the roster do you think is too tight-fisted or tight when they throw elbows? Is that a fair question?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good question. Yeah, well, first of all, I think elbows are still very much an underutilized weapon. Maybe not so much on the ground. Definitely, there's guys on the ground that throw them really well. But yeah, I think sometimes it's like you kind of try, and I think it goes with punches as well. You try to put so much into it that it doesn't land as cleanly as you want or as effectively as you want. And I also think you can be way faster when you are loose. So I definitely see guys kind of tighten up with their elbows a little bit.
Man, I tell you.
Clean.
Oh, yeah, get that. There it is. There it is.
Namajunas wrestling.
Wow.
2.5 to go, round 4.
She's going to sit down. You got to sit down there.
Cortez's gas tank holding up from my eyes. I mean,
100%. 100%, Jay. Very noteworthy.
And she trains at altitude, not necessarily Denver altitude, but
oh yeah, she's in what? Arizona. Right?
Yeah. Couple thousand feet above sea level,
that
right?
That helps. Yeah.
What's this, like 4,500? What is it? 4,000, 4,500?
5,200. What is it? Elevation,
5,200?
altitude? What's the fucking term? It's a joke.
Motherfucker.
Just come on.
This guy's been a real fucking
No,
monster.
sorry.
I'm telling you. Good twin my ass, John. He's turning into a real. We're seeing it all.
Sorry.
That
was more banging on John talking about the high altitude with the
but
term.
I mentioned it, so I'm gonna.
Should we do a pronunciation while we're at it? Cortez just a little out of range. Nice sharp counter from Rose. Yeah, it's like that flow state. I mean, I think runners can relate to it. Shooters on a basketball court can relate to it. Strikers in MMA for sure. But can you win a fight when you never find the zone or the flow state? I mean, Ken Flo could,
That's a good question.
Right? I mean, right? You like that, Ray?
I like.
Thanks, buddy. It's 1:05 a.m. Eastern, final minute of round 4. But I was really excited about the possibility for Tracy in accepting this fight because there's no guarantee that you beat Miranda fucking Maverick either.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a tough fight.
Fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point. And she's not putting in a bad, she's representing herself well.
I mean, not like Urseg against Pantoja necessarily.
No, that was that kid had it.
I thought he won. I mean, no,
Yeah.
I mean,
He could be a future champ, man. Ursig.
Oh, there's a takedown.
All right, so
Right up.
well, something for Cortez here, but
But
to Ray's point, she needs to finish. So
yeah, she needed to do that about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, this is the kind of strategy that allows you to win rounds, but not the fight at this point. She's down 3. Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
And I don't think they even won her the round anyway.
No, not at this stage. No.
So if we didn't have a watch party tonight, as Ken Flo well knows, I would have been asleep probably 3 hours ago, and then I would wake up tomorrow with the best of intentions to try to, in a spoiler-free way, ingest this whole fight card. And sometimes I can't get there, right? Sometimes if you're on ESPN Plus and you see the length of the main event instead of just going to the length of the main card, that can screw you. So it's not always bulletproof, but oftentimes I'm watching these at 6:37 a.m. Eastern instead of live. Yeah.
All right, here we go, Trace.
Oh, I'm
Rose minus
swapping it back.
4,000 live.
Is she really?
Cortez 15-1.
Yeah.
Cortez corner.
What are
We
you
got to
sitting on,
take her
John?
down and choke her out, or we got to fucking knock her out. Bingo. Thank you. Bone
Bango.
marrow.
Hey, what are you guys drinking over there?
Got some juice.
Drinking a little Wild Common tequila tonight.
right.
I mean, Cuervo is the preferred tequila of the Anik Florian podcast. I ran out because I've been had an IV of it. It's so fucking good.
Bro, I'm selling a shit ton of that at the cantina too, believe it or not. I
Dude.
just switched over to a few weeks ago.
Flying
I
off
have
the
them
fucking
through on the
shelves,
meat
you know?
treat.
Right?
Does Cortez have any knockouts in a career? How many knockouts does she have?
Good question.
We'll chase that for you, Ray.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Of course, man.
I was going to have John and Kenny call this a little bit, but Flo's a little delayed on us, so I don't.
I know.
But
Yeah.
That about
I wouldn't mind you guys.
I'm good. Thank you, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you sneak into it.
Yeah,
Bitch.
here and there. Nice right hand
Yeah.
by Cortez.
Cortez has one win by knockout.
Nice.
Right.
See, locked in. See,
Not in the UFC where she is 5-0 with, I think, 5 wins, maybe all by unanimous decision coming in tonight. She's been on the roster a while.
but she's still throwing. Like she's got some juice if she can hit the chin.
Yeah, 100%. No, she's a gamer, man.
John, do we know if that's because of injuries or things like that?
Yes, there have been circumstances. She had a big fight a couple of Decembers ago against Amanda Hebos fall off after the weigh-in. There have been just injuries and random circumstances and
a
lot of personal adversity that is well documented, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked up her last fight and realized it was at Noche last year. So I'm always look to see where Jay is behind John, and I'm like, who's that fucking ape next to him? It was me. I'm not even bullshitting. I literally, who's that fucking guy? Because it's always Rogan's bodyguard if he's there, but it was Dom in DC. It was me. Idiot. All right.
So when we were in round 2 of this fight, I think 6.5 minutes into the fight, Kenny spoke as if the outcome was an eventuality and he had seen enough. And I say that with all due respect. Now, Dominic Cruz, Kenny is sitting there and he probably had seen enough as well. And he's charged with calling the rest of this fight. And it's been entertaining at times. Of course, it's high-level mixed martial arts, to be sure, right? But Kenny, you seem to feel like this fight, at least in terms of the outcome, was an eventuality like 25 minutes ago. And that's not great in terms of, people being on the edge of their seat.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it has to do, first of all, with like how Rose is going to show up. And it was clear that she has shown up and she's winning the grappling portions for the most part. She's winning the striking exchanges. So you're like, Tracy's not a submission artist.
Wow.
She's not a knockout artist. And not at this stage of her career. And it just didn't bode well for her. Rose continues to do her thing out there, man. It's tough.
Ray, it's interesting. I think when I'm sitting on the cans calling a fight, I'm always thinking about the appreciation of the domination. Whereas as a fan, I think it's a different ingestion a little bit,
Yeah, I
Well,
think
it's like, all right,
and I'll
okay,
tell you, as a coach, I never want to believe Cortez is out of the fight. Like I just want to believe that she could still do it.
Now she's pointing to the ground, Max Holloway style,
She's doing a little
right. If you're Rose, I mean, you're mitigating risk at this point, right? Bottom of the 7th in Oakland. Ooh,
wow.
Yeah, and that really is Tracy's best bet. Like she needs Rose to just stop moving, plant her feet, and let's see what happens. Like she's got to throw the dice at this point. So I think playing those mind games, trying to lure her into a brawl is not. I mean, not a bad choice.
Yeah,
I just don't think Rose is going to play that game.
Oh.
She's
Pretty good right hand connection by Cortez. 1 minute to go, round 5. There's another one.
I'm telling you.
She's landing those right hands, John.
And back in the day, Jessica Andrade got real aggressive with Rose late in the fight and lost it.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's
what
gonna be
the
too
fuck
little
you're
too
talking
late.
about, but
No, Jessica Andrade, I think, had a fight she
It
lost
was a
to Rose.
3-rounder, Jay.
she destroyed Rose in that 3rd round, made her unrecognizable in that.
Cortez's game. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Ray's been saying it too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Not trying to ride you.
No, but whatever. I mean, it's a good high level
Well,
5-round fight.
Listen, win or lose, she's trying to finish the fight. That's all you can ask for. You know what I mean? That's why I ask how many knockouts she has. If she does one knockout, the odds are, against her. But she's just trying, and she had a great 5th round power shot wise.
She was looking way better here. I mean, she's going to
100%.
grow a lot for this fight, man. She's going to grow.
I agree.
There's no doubt.
Tough to get better when you're fighting once a year, you know. So
what's next for Rose?
All right, well, we'll get to that on the other side. Rose Namajunas and Tracy Cortez go the distance in the main event. I want to thank Dan Tom for joining us. Dano, any final words before we outro you, my man? What a gracious guest host you were tonight, my man.
No, man, I'm just honored to be here. I feel like I kind of out of place with the greatness here, but in all seriousness, thank you guys. This was fun. I enjoy it as a listener, honestly. So I'd be listening to you guys either way. So keep doing what you're doing.
Dude, keep reporting on the Southpaws and keep analyzing the MMA game as only you can, my man.
It was a pleasure, buddy. Really. Have a great night.
Ray, you're the man.
You're the man, bro.
Everybody else, always good to see you guys, and I hope to see you in Vegas next time soon. Take it easy, y'all.
Thank you, buddy.
bro.
Hey, Ray.
Buddy.
Yes, John.
I'm going to let you fly. We got episode 500 of the Anik Florian podcast on Monday. George St. Pierre is actually supposed to come on right before you. So
beautiful. Keep
we'll
him on
see if we
man.
can. We'll see if we can do a crossover. Maybe you can hop on and get all tightened up a few minutes early, and you and GSP can, exchange pleasantries.
How busy are you tomorrow? You got a busy month Sunday?
You call me anytime. What's tomorrow? Sunday?
Yes.
I mean, you're in the favorites on my phone. You're one of the few phone calls I don't screen. So, call me tomorrow, huh?
All right, definitely will. Hey, guys, Big Ron. I'm just going to bring those clothes out for you if I don't get to the goddamn post office soon. I'm out there in a couple of weeks.
All good, my man. I'm not hard to find. Hit me up.
You're the man,
definitely.
Ray.
And Kenny, definitely next time I think you get a cutout of yourself. We won't even know. You could actually just disappear.
What a dick. Thanks, Ray.
Take it easy, my man.
There he is. Ray Longo every week. The irony is Kenny was on complete fucking fire all night, right? Forget the Brazilian, the Portuguese. All right, so Rose Namajunas wins the fight by unanimous decision. She came in the number 6 ranked flyweight in the world, the former 2-time UFC strawweight champion. And we will recap this entire fight card on our 500th episode with special guests on Monday.
Is Felder going to go for like a bike ride after this or no?
I don't know. Hey, Big Ron, before we let you go, in terms of this women's flyweight division, of course, you got Valentina Shevchenko and Alexa Grasso and their business and some other congestion, if you will, when it comes to Manon Fior and others. But you asked the question, who's next for Thug Rose? It's not going to be a title fight, but
no.
She's probably one win away, right? Yeah.
One away.
I think so.
All right, buddy. Well, if you're in Las Vegas, check out the Paradise Cantina. That's Big Ron's joint. And if you are at the Virgin Hotels, hit him up on social media. Big Ron Bets Vegas. Check him out on YouTube. My man, you're the fucking GOAT. Appreciate your time. And have a great day and a better evening. We'll see you real soon.
Later, boys. Love you.
Much love, brother.
Friday.
All right, Ken Flo, about 48 hours in advance of episode 500 of the Anik Florian podcast, we'll let you get some shut-eye and we'll shut this fucking thing down. Thanks to everybody for joining us here live on this watch party. Plenty more where that came from and plenty more coming up on Monday. We'll recap this show. We'll spin it forward. Amanda Lemos, Vina Janji Dober, your move. Thanks to our executive producer, Cody Merrill. Thanks to Dan Tom, Aaron Bronsteter live in Denver. For Jason Anik, Kenny Florian, Ron Pellegrino, Ray Longo, and the rest. John Anik signing off from this here Boca Raton, Florida. We'll talk to you Monday night on episode 500 of the Anik Florian podcast. Until then, don't text and drive. Yo, later.